The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93X.
Morning.
A new study finds that the top reason more teenage boys are virgins is that they haven't found the right person yet, which suggests a critical nationwide shortage on skanks.
Here comes Amazon right to my front door. Bags and boxes, soon as he knocks, it's Christmas time once more. Basketballs and Barbie dolls, Grandpa needs a nightlight to help him see when he goes to pee as Amazon comes tonight. Here comes Amazon, killing my shopping list. My bank account just can't keep up, my spouse is gonna be pit mad. Christmas trees and DVDs, my credit card is scorched. Now I just hope some worthless dope doesn't steal it all off of my porch.
Hey, who's in the mood for some fun?
TGIMA. Thank God it's Monday again.
It's showtime, folks!
Yeah, I hear you. She's a windy, angry old bastard out there this morning, but that ain't gonna spoil the vibe on this year radio program because it's Ultimate Eff-Off week for the year 20 plus 23.
It's so windy, our dumpster, it started to move down the road. I had to push our dumpster back when I got here.
That's nice of you to do that.
It was roller skating itself down the road?
Yeah, almost hit that Durango that we've got, the 93X Durango. What a shame that would be.
Oh, God, that would have been tragic.
When's the last time that thing has been able to operate?
I don't think anybody knows where the keys even are.
I miss seeing it operate because I always thought that was a cool vehicle.
That was I loved that body style.
Yeah, that body style of Durango was a badass look.
Yeah.
It was.
Definitely.
What?
I love the fronts of the new ones. I just don't like the back. It's too minivan-y in the back.
What do you suppose, you know these things, Cubby, you know cars and such. What do you suppose holds more value right now? That old Durango we have in the parking lot or the dumpster that you saw wheeling across the...
Unfortunately, the dumpster.
The dumpster, probably worth more right now.
Can you imagine how disappointed the douchebags that broke into that thing over the summer would be? There's just nothing good in there. They're probably thinking, oh, it's a radio station. I bet there's a nice stereo in here. No, there's not.
No. Nope. Maybe an old T-shirt.
Maybe a VHS copy of a comedy from 1980.
A T-shirt that was used to clean up some DNA maybe is hardening in the back of the...
Nothing in there.
I love that old vehicle. I hate to see it sit there like that all helpless every morning when we pull in. But it's almost like I don't know, what's the word, Josh? That Durango has something in common with the rest of us in that parking lot, just kind of helpless.
Yeah,
you know,
relics.
As we...
No point for being here.
No real reason.
Actually, what it is used for is just to block off the hitch on the black box that rocks so nobody steals that thing. That's why they park it right in front of there.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
That Durango and the rest of us have a lot in common.
It's like a doorstop.
Old and worthless and just hanging around waiting for death.
It's past our prime.
We're luckily, like I said, firing up Ultimate Eff-Off week. We have three Eff-Off weeks a year. Our personal definition of an Eff-Off week around here is the final week of work before some extended time off. And the Eff-Off refers to a premeditated lack of effort during said week. So this one here is the ultimate because it leads into Christmas and the new year. Our last chance to Eff-Off for the year 2023. She's all over soon.
I'm looking forward to using my see you next year joke. People tend to love it.
It's always gangbusters.
There's some folks that told me they look forward to it. They're surprised every year. Mm-hmm. I do remember in grade school, the first kid that said that, and I thought, genius.
Wow.
This guy's a legend. I'm like, wait, next year? Oh, that's awesome.
This kid's going to host the Tonight Show one day.
Heck yeah.
I suppose since Christmas is fast approaching sometime this week, I should tell my favorite all-time true Christmas story.
Oh, yeah.
The story of The story of my late grandmother and her delicious clam chowder.
Oh, it's a great story.
It's not a great story.
We've been getting a lot of text messages asking when it was coming.
I get so excited.
Yeah.
People like to get punished for some reason.
Yeah.
Make sure you gather the kids around the radio for that one later this week. That's a special.
And if you have a creamy soup available,
yeah,
maybe eat it at the same time.
Or an elderly lady hanging around. It's a tradition around here as we head into the holiday season for me to dump that story on you, so I'll get to that at one point.
You know, another thing we've been asked a lot about is, Wapple, your prediction at the beginning of the year, how many affected days Ashley would have. And people have been texting in. They want to know. And what was your prediction again?
30 days would be affected.
30 days. And I remember Ashley saying, no way. Absolutely not. Now,
won't even come close to that, she said.
She said, won't even come close.
Well, before you should define affected days, Josh, for folks who might not be following.
Certainly not coming in, being here and going to take a nap in the middle of the show, or being at least half hour late. That's kind of how we defined it.
She got on a tear there where she was piling up quite a few affected days, so we thought we'd make a bet. Wapple thought it would be 30 total for the year 20 plus 23.
And I got to say, I thought that was pretty high as well. I thought you were shooting for the moon.
I did too. I was kind of, like you said, shooting for the moon. Way more than I thought.
So where do we sit? People have been texting about it, you say?
Yeah, for a while, actually. And somebody had texted in and did mention, so we didn't hit the 30 days, which I was cheering for. But somebody texted in last week and asked me where we were at, and I said, we are mathematically eliminated from hitting the 30-day
mark.
Yeah, last week, there's no way. We couldn't hit it.
Right.
And I think it was actually 2 weeks ago we were mathematically eliminated.
Okay.
But I can't remember exactly what you said, Wapple. I know about the ballpark. So 30 was your prediction. You've been keeping track. Yep. Are you sure you got every one?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have every one.
All right. Tell us.
It in my Google Calendar.
Okay. Awesome. What is it?
It's at 20.
20.
Nice. I only had 20 really bad days of my life this year. I'll take that.
It's almost
they weren't all
month.
bad days.
No, I bet. Yeah, usually if I miss work or am that late, it's usually a very bad day. Yeah, or I'm very sick.
If it was February, we'd be off by 4 days of the month.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Usually February has 24 days or whatever.
I think it's 28 days.
28? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on around here?
I thought it was 24.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, though. Pretty close, really.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad a prediction, Wapple. She got 20.
I missed.
Especially considering, I think when we started this conversation, she was at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good. I think it was the month of January, yeah.
So not
a couple
bad.
Hospital visits that month.
A couple of what?
Hospital visits that month.
Well,
Still paying for them.
That's no fun. But that's pretty, I'm going to call that pretty close.
That's great. Shoot. I don't think I would even had said 20.
Oh, I thought she was going to beat 30.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really did.
60.
Yeah, I thought she was going to beat 30.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, that was my vibe. I thought, oh yeah, she's going to cruise right past 30.
Now, you are at least 5 minutes late every day. Should we count that for next year?
I think so. I think it's time. We got to take another step here.
Yeah. It's got to be on time every day.
Right.
Right, Wapple, keep that in mind for your prediction.
2024 is going to be a tough year for you, Ashley.
I know.
We're even going to start counting it up. When
I'm so excited.
Because you are.
Can't wait to come back from vacation.
You
Love
are
it
at
here.
least 5 minutes late every damn day.
So
I walk in the door at 5.
Should we sit? Well, you got to be sitting down for next year.
Right.
Sitting down at 5, ready to work.
In your seat at 5.
So should we give her a 4-minute grace period?
No.
No?
No. No. He gets here at 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 is right. 3:30.
Yeah.
3:30. Pretty close, Wapple.
All right. So we're not going to give her a 4-minute grace period. Meaning,
why don't we decide this on day one of our return for the new year?
You get to pick, Wapple. You pick when you make your prediction. Wapple Damas over there.
I think that she does have to be sitting down in her chair.
At 5
At 5 o'clock? So we don't say, okay, so 5:03, she's late.
I feel like you guys are jinxing me. Like something awful is gonna happen next year with like my health or something, and like that scares me. I feel like I'm gonna get jinxed.
I think, what was it, the movie Talladega Nights, where the dude said, "Don't put that evil on us."
Ricky Bobby.
I want something bad to happen now. It's bad juju. I don't know. I don't like that.
Well, now we feel bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're not wishing an illness on you.
No, you're making something up out of nothing.
All right, I'm just saying it gives me bad vibes.
Well, Wapple, you're saying ass in the seat at 5, or it counts next year?
Yes.
Or it counts on her total? All right, I'm with that. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if you go higher or lower, or if you keep it the same.
Right.
Because again, I mean, got to be on time every day.
Mm-hmm. You're all grown up now. You got to be on time. What else is going on around here? Oh,
the original toolmaker Jesus said he works in a shop where if you punch in a second late more than twice, you lose your bonus.
Whoa!
Holy cow, that is strict.
Man, that prison workshop is pretty strict. Huh?
Seriously.
Yeah, it's like you have to have your buddy punch you in. Quick, dude.
Can I tell you something
that's
about?
probably what that ends up happening. Is just fraud.
I'll try anything twice. Jesus said, "You work with a guy who thought there was 24 days in February. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. That is fun. Do you know the months of the year in order?"
I do.
Oh, if you don't, we can sing them to you.
You mean January, February?
No, you're way off already.
In April.
You're way off on your song. How do you not remember that song? We used to sing it all the time around here.
And it drives me nuts that we can't find it. I have no clue why we can't find that online anymore.
It's one of the most frustrating situations I've ever been in since the dawn of the internet, since the dawn of YouTube. How many years ago was that?
2005.
Jesus, how do you know that? That's crazy. Many years ago, we found this hilarious appearance on The Tonight Show from a local comic who I'm fairly sure has passed away, Kevin Meaney. Kevin Meaney. I had the right name, right, Josh?
That's exactly.
And for God's sake, let me for once.
He did pass away.
Okay.
A while ago.
Kevin Meaney. He sang these hilarious songs on The Tonight Show many years ago, and one of them was The Months of the Year. And we loved that bit. We just roared the first time we saw it, right, Josh? Played it on the program. And then suddenly it disappeared. And we can never... How many times have we tried to find it? We can't find it.
Dozens. Okay, now I'm wondering if this is it. Let's see.
Or doing the eeny meeny joke. You're like a crazy person. Men can heat a gymnasium. Cooking eggs on that.
All right, let me... Actually, this is labeled, so...
I don't think that's it, just from hearing a few of the setup jokes, but...
Darn it.
Kevin Meaney sang that great song about the months of the year. So if you ever forget, Josh, or pardon me, Wapple, we could sing it for you. We could sing it to you, and you'll know. It went something like... I'm not going to sing it. I want to find the bit first. I don't do it justice.
If somebody can find it, we'll ask the boss if you can have that Durango.
The keys are yours.
Ah, man.
If we can find the keys. Otherwise, we'll help you hotwire it.
Can I tell you a little story about my personal life?
I like to hear that kind of stuff.
From over the weekend?
A little insight into what's going on.
You want a little insight into what's going on with my personal life? I think this is something, really. It is. If you know me, you know that this is something. I believe this is the second time in maybe the last 3 weeks where I'm able to actually start a conversation with you people. Start a conversation related to current or semi-current television programming, which you know is not my wheelhouse. I don't watch sitcoms. I don't watch series. But yesterday afternoon and last night, I was telling Cubby off air that I more or less kind of squashed my show prep pretty early in the day yesterday. Looking at articles and printing off this and that, editing stories. I squashed that pretty early in the day yesterday. And suddenly I had something that I almost never have, and that's free time. And my friggin' wife, you guys have met her, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
She was watching this series, and she asked me to jump in with her. So I caught 4 or 5 episodes. I didn't catch it from the beginning. I just kind of sat in. I think she was like 3 episodes in, and I caught the last 4 or 5 episodes of a big-time a sitcom, or not sitcom. It's a series. It's not a sitcom, that's for sure. That I've heard you folks go on and on about, called the late 1800s. What the hell's it called again?
Is it 1823?
1883.
Yeah, 1883. What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. That Tim McGraw, he's great, isn't he?
I didn't know that was Tim McGraw until we were about 4 episodes in.
And his wife, Faith Hill, Hubba Hubba, right?
That's what I was told, that's Faith Hill. And Tim McGraw's 1883. I saw the last 4 or 5 episodes with the arrow to the stomach and the German guy's leg comes off, and they're traveling across the Oregon Trail, and that's what I did.
Well, now you got to watch 1923.
I will not.
Why not?
No, you're probably right. I should.
Yeah,
because it's the next step in the series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy Taylor Sheridan.
Who's Taylor Sheridan?
He's the director and producer.
How do you know that guy?
He does Yellowstone. He does
every popular show.
Yeah,
he does.
Mayor of Kingstown. That was a great show.
So there,
Special Ops Lioness did that one.
There you go.
Lawman Bass Reeves.
This is all Taylor Sheridan operations. Mm-hmm. So I made my way into the modern world.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, not bad, man.
Yeah.
By tapping into a show from hundreds of years.
It's a good one, too.
The setting, at least, is hundreds of years ago.
Actually, I think it came out. Was that just at the end of 2021? Yeah, like December of 2020.
It's pretty good. For
Actually,
me.
almost exact. So I'm looking it up right now. December 19th, 2021.
Weird.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, good job. That's a great show.
Wapple, you know this Taylor Sheridan guy?
Oh yeah.
How do you know him?
Back.
How do you know him?
Just from Yellowstone, probably?
Yeah, Yellowstone.
You're making this up?
And Mayor of Kingstown. I love that show.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get into that, but I didn't watch enough of it.
It's so good.
You were being sarcastic when you said my homeboy or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
He does love to. You might recognize the guy.
He does make a lot of cameos in his shows.
No, I don't recognize him at all.
Let me see. That's not the best picture.
A buddy of mine worked on the set of Yellowstone.
Dude, did he get to meet Lanny Wilson?
I'm sure he met everybody. Yeah, he was there every day.
She is gorgeous.
I don't know who that is, but
I'm going to find a different picture. Here, I'm going to type in Taylor Sheridan, Nude. What do you think of that
Sheridan. One? Okay, I don't recognize him.
Yeah. No. Ooh, now look up Lanny Wilson.
Lanny.
Yeah.
But look up Lanny McDonald. You look up Lanny McDonald, I'll look up Lanny Wilson. No, it's a good story. Sad. Jesus Christ. Lanny Wilson. What's his name? Josh is showing me a picture of Lanny Wilson. Yeah, good-looking blonde, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, she's a country artist.
You're a country artist.
Thank you.
So that was my thing yesterday.
I watched Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party yesterday.
How was that?
It's actually pretty cool.
What happened? What channel was this on?
I think CBS.
Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party.
Yeah,
huh?
they had it out at that LA Bowl.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it was
the Hollywood Bowl.
No, I thought.
Or you mean the football game, the LA Bowl?
No. I thought it was called the LA Bowl, and it's like this nice amphitheater out there.
Well, I thought that was called the Holiday Bowl, Hollywood Bowl, but doesn't matter. So Willie Nelson's 90th birthday, everyone come up, sing his songs for him?
Yeah, and his son came up, and boy, did he sound exactly like him. It was insane.
So terrible?
No, it was really good.
Don't get me wrong, I love Willie Nelson, I really do. I've always loved his music, but an old-timer that I drink with over at the Wayzata Legion went and saw him in concert a few years ago, and the guy was furious.
Oh, not good?
He came back to the bar, and he was excited to go see Willie Nelson. He was telling everybody about it, this old-timer. You know him, Josh. You've met him. Gene.
Oh, yeah, I like Gene.
Friggin' Eugene. Nobody likes Eugene. But anyway, he was all excited. Then he came back to the bar the next day, and I said, hey, how was Willie Nelson? And he said, it was a waste of money. He sucks. He can't sing anymore. Guy was furious.
Oh my gosh. We might have just gotten the YouTube video
No.
of the months of the year.
No. Because not only does he sing about the months of the year, he sings about the planets, the numbers. Are you kidding me?
It looks like it. I can't.
A listener
listen
hooked you
off
up?
Yeah. I want to give them credit, but I don't have a name.
You do too. Downstairs, you're rolling down the wire. 70 miles an hour and still doesn't move. December. And then I wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and crazy.
This isn't the exact one. He's doing this at a comedy show.
Yep.
Earth, Mars.
Still, just to hear him do the bit, it feels good. That's not the one from the Tonight Show, but hell,
But that's the bit, though.
That is the bit.
That's the bit.
We appreciate the effort. That's great.
Ashley, did you watch Reacher?
Yeah, I did.
All three? I only watched the first.
Yeah, I watched all three.
I want to watch the rest, or whatever's left to be out this coming up weekend.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, it's a great start.
I love it so much.
Is he more handsome this season?
Honestly, you're going to have to ask my boyfriend. I think he's going to leave me for him. And just follow him around the country. He's obsessed with that man.
I asked my wife, and she agrees. He's more handsome this season.
The
guy that plays Reacher.
Reacher round.
Maybe that's what it is.
How about this, Wapple? If Ashley's late next year, even a minute late, we eliminate her ability to watch The Reacher.
No, dude, that'd be so messed up.
That's the motivation she needs.
Yeah, we take away your television privileges.
Just like a child.
Yeah, you can only watch educational programming.
Oh my gosh.
Magic School Bus, that's it.
And I'm deleting TikTok from your phone.
Yeah, we slowly get rid of her streaming services.
That would be awful.
You want to act like a child? We'll treat you like a child.
That finally happened to me this weekend. The Netflix thing. I finally can't mooch off of my mom's Netflix anymore. It finally was like, nope, this is not your household.
Oh, they kicked you off.
Yep.
That's rough.
I knew they'd get to me eventually, but...
Oh, you know what? And if you hit Wapple's prediction, let's say before fall, no more cheese.
No more cheese?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't have any cheese.
No cheese on a stick?
No cheese whatsoever. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got to wait till after the fair. That would be cruel if you can't get cheese on a stick at the fair.
Something's got to be done to turn your life around, that's for sure.
No, it's not called Reach Around. It's just Reacher, everybody.
Oh, never mind
Reacher.
then.
I was mistaken there, too. I apologize. So you played an Amazon jingle to start the program, Josh, a little parody song about Amazon. Have you, did you spend all your money already on Christmas presents?
Pretty much. We got a couple I got the majority of them done. Now this is just kind of the people we're racking our brains to make sure we catch everyone. So,
sure.
Kind of that tier. But, yeah, shoot, I was thinking about all the truck drivers, Amazon drivers, any delivery driver, people that work at the post office.
They're going to have their nuts stomped into dust this week, aren't they? They're just going to get their asses whooped this week.
My street looks like a freeway, and it's all delivery drivers. Everybody's getting their stuff dropped off, so... Godspeed to all of you. I'm sure it's going to be rough
no
this
doubt.
next week.
That's a cool message to send out there because they're going to get their asses whooped this week.
And I hope you know how much we appreciate it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't care because you get your butt kicked so much, but we really do.
Yeah, I'd be screwed without them.
See them just sprinting in and out of all the buildings on my street, because they've got such a long day and so many packages. They got to maintain those deadlines.
They're always running.
Yes,
You're right.
They are.
Yeah, I thought you said the guy that comes to your apartment, he's always sprinting around.
He's running in and out, carrying this huge thing, just dumping things off and running back and forth.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, how much friggin' money are we spending on average every Christmas? Because this is a reason why I asked the question. Knowing for years now that they have this gimmick where you just order your this and that off the internet and then a truck driver swings by a couple hours later, right? Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. It's a beautiful thing how easy it is to buy anything, whether it be the holiday season or not. But
and it's insane that you could order something and it's possible it gets there the exact same day.
I know.
Right.
That'll never make sense to me.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
So this has been going for years. Friday night, I went out to have something or another to eat at a restaurant connected to a mall. You guys probably played that game before.
I've done that, yeah.
It was a restaurant connected to a mall, and I don't go to the mall much ever anymore. But on my way there, I thought, well, even though it's the holiday season, there's not going to be anybody at the mall because everyone uses the Amazon gig now, right? They order their things off the internet. I walked into that friggin' mall to go to the restaurant, and it was nuts to butts. So for God's sake, you combine all the deliveries that are being made but yet still the mall is choked with people. God help us. I guess I thought that vibe had come and gone. I thought that people stopped going to the mall.
I was at the Mall of America on Friday, and it was packed.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, so what are we... Maybe are those all the people like me that don't know how to order something on the internet?
I like to do a little bit of both.
Just for the experience of walking around the mall makes you feel like a kid again type of thing?
I think
guess
they like to buy stuff for themselves, too.
That's a good point.
Aren't there stores you can't get delivery for there?
Yeah,
or maybe
it
people
takes too long.
Or they like to try stuff on or whatever.
Yeah, like if I don't really know what I'm going to get somebody, like my mom, if I didn't know what to get her, I'd probably just walk around Hobby Lobby for a while and try to find something.
Well, it was just amazing to me. I really thought that, the mall ain't what it used to be. Well, it sure was bumping on Friday night.
That's good.
So you asked how much people spend. Just a quick Google search says between $900 and $1,400. And that wouldn't just be gifts, but that would include, like, if you're hosting the food for things like that.
I thought it would be way more than that.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
I spent that on each of you.
Oh, my goodness.
You better not have spent any real friggin' money.
What?
Well, because,
Monopoly money.
No, not too crazy.
Okay, good. Because, you shouldn't be buying me I suppose you should buy me something because we're actually tight. The rest of these people are just coworkers.
I spent quite a bit more on you. But yeah, I couldn't wait to get yours. I've had yours for months.
Jesus.
Months, I tell you.
I'm excited to see what it is.
No, I got to go to the mall.
No, I don't want anything.
Yeah, you do.
No, I get embarrassed.
See, at that point, I would have already told them what it was. It's so tough for me to hold on to that stuff.
Same, I'm with you, Waffle.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
like my wife and stepdaughter are like, it's just yesterday. They're like, everybody came over, gingerbread houses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're pretty much contractors. And they were both like, okay, we got to tell you what we got you. I'm like, it's a week. You can't wait a week.
I bought my boyfriend's gift in like early November, and I told him within a couple days.
I gave my girlfriend her present as soon as it got delivered in the mail.
So are you going to have to get her another one now? She's got to open something on Christmas Day, right? Or Christmas
What
Eve?
are you guys, 6? You can't keep a secret for a couple of months or
yes,
something?
I am 6, actually. Very much so, in a lot of ways.
Well, there's proof for Dana. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Josh.
I'm looking forward to it. And can I tell you this? I had an idea to order. Maybe I should still do it. No, I feel like a jerk. I was going to order the three of you, Dana, Ashley, and Wapple, a bag of dicks. I had it in my cart. I was ready to go. But then I thought, I shouldn't do that because I got Nick a nice gift.
Like, you really can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love those.
Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you, you've gotten them before?
No, I've seen like videos of other people getting them. Those are so fun.
They're kind of fancy.
Oh, like rubber little dildos?
Yeah, and you can choose it's gummy candy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was edible ones.
Yeah, I thought they all were.
Maybe I have heard of this
Eat
gimmick.
a bag of D's, right? That's what they say.
So you were gonna actually go through with it, but you changed your mind.
I thought
that would have been funnier now.
Well, I thought I couldn't tell. I'm like, I think they'd find this funny.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe
would
the
have been
gummies were
hilarious.
good. If the gummies sucked, I'd be a little.
There's even a
upset.
singing bag of dicks, too.
Yeah, but like, don't they look fancy?
They do, yes.
And did you notice you can choose your color?
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
Did you say singing?
Yeah, it's like when you open those cards, those singing cards. When you open the box, it sings to you.
That's a hilarious idea. I'm sure they would have loved it. Well, okay. We'll see what you have in store for us sometime this week. I'm guessing you're going to bring these gifts in.
Yeah, Friday. That's what I was
You're
thinking.
the best in the business. All right, for Pete's sake, day 1 of Eff-Off week. We've come to the point where we need to take a break. Appreciate you joining us. We'll be back in a few minutes here on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
Susie Schuster and Amy Trask present offbeat conversations and expert sports commentary as they ask, What the football?
Carson Wentz got signed by the Rams. I sat in those league owners meetings for almost 30 years, and the trade deadline was a hot topic. Push the trade deadline back so that teams that are in contention still have an opportunity to sign people. And there were other owners who said, no, we don't want players rented and we don't want fire sales. They had to make an addition, and they chose what they thought was best. I'm just not wowed by him.
What the Football. The podcast is available Tuesdays, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Here we go with the stupid news. Let's see where we can go with this. Brand slogans can be interesting. Everybody knows at least one or two famous brand slogans. Or maybe some of you refer to it as a tagline. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. Like, say, Nike tennis shoes, they've used Just Do It for years. I don't know if they're still cooking with that one, but Arby's.
We got the meats.
We have the meats.
Oh, we have the meats.
Close enough. Budweiser, the king of beers. Target, expect more, pay less, and on from there. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Yep.
You see where I'm going with this. Not all slogans go over well with the general public. There's a website in the Netherlands that focuses mainly on slogans, I guess. A website in the Netherlands, and every year they ask their viewers, or what do you call it when it comes to the internet?
Readers?
John? Thank you, readers. They ask their readers to nominate the worst company slogan for the year. And this time around, for the year 20 plus 23, a bicycle rental company called, I'm doing my best here, it's the friggin' Netherlands. I believe the company is called Toot Toot. It's a bicycle rental company. They've been called out for having the worst brand slogan of the year. The folks at Toot Toot, again, a bicycle rental joint, they go with the slogan, put the fun between your legs.
I think that's great.
Put the fun between your legs. Yeah, see, I think that's cute.
That's funny.
The website that I was referring to over there in the Netherlands, I'm fairly certain they only considered company slogans over in that part of the world. I'm guessing there's got to be way worse than that somewhere else.
Yeah, it seemed like it's just that part of the world.
I like put the fun between. There was another supposedly bad company slogan brought up in this year's article, brought up by the folks in the Netherlands. There was another supposedly bad company slogan. They called out a cat specialty business. And the cat specialty business is called 4 Cats, the number 4 Cats. And apparently their slogan is everything for stuffing your pussy.
Oh.
Really going for it there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the disappointment on some people's faces when they walk in?
I kind of woke you up with that one, didn't I?
Yeah, I think that one should have won. Definitely the worst.
Another that gets a mention in here is, again, pet related. The slogan is, for a warm farewell to your beloved pet. And that might not seem so bad at first until you find out that the slogan is used for a pet crematorium.
Ugh.
A warm farewell. Oh, I bet it's more than warm.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Some of these sound like a 5th grader had the final say on the slogan. The folks that make Pampers diapers over there in the Netherlands use the slogan, don't fear a crap-tastrophe. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not a very good one.
It's stupid. And maybe you have to be Dutch to get this joke. The winner of the worst company slogan over there in the year 20 plus 21 was a butcher shop, and their slogan was, my balls weigh 130 grams. I have no idea
I don't get it.
where they're going with that. Butcher shop.
Meatballs? Yeah.
For the love of Christ, it's probably meatballs.
Maybe. Like you said, maybe it means something different.
But what does 130 grams translate to in this part of the world? Yeah, this part of the world.
Wapo, you should know. It looks like 0.2 pound, or just about 0.3 pounds.
Okay, would that be about the probably average weight of a meatball?
It would be a big one, right?
Huh?
Be a good-sized meatball.
I bet that's where they were going with that, Josh. I stared at this for 20 minutes yesterday. I couldn't figure out where they were going with my balls weigh 130 grams at a damn butcher shop.
You like to get high. Maybe you were just high.
I was yesterday? I did get. Yeah, I got pretty high yesterday.
That's how you got sucked into that TV show?
Oh, who, the 1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been the weed. So there you go. I'd like to see a write-up on some of the slogans we have here in the good old US&A. Because I bet there's some foul stuff out there that we're totally unaware of.
I'm
sure. You know what I mean? But over in the Netherlands, put the fun between your legs was the worst company slogan.
I like the alcohol company that had we whiskey you a sherry Christmas.
Was that over in the Netherlands?
Yeah, it was in this article.
I missed that somehow.
We whiskey you a sherry Christmas.
All right. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we can bump into something American. You know, a list of American company slogans that go a little sideways, because that can be a good time.
Steelers fan Jesus said there's a place in Kenyon that has a sign out front which says smoke meat, not meth.
Words to live by.
I dig that. All right. I don't care who you are. This is funny right here. And it also sounds like something a couple of my more redneck buddies would pull off. Carnival Cruise Lines. Am I the only one that's been on a big old cruise?
Yeah, never been on a cruise.
Nope.
I tried it. Oh, God, help us, Cubby. This was 25, 6, 7 years ago. I'll tell you more about it.
It looks scary.
I want to get back to why you think it looks scary, but let me just get through this story. This totally is something a couple of my redneck pals would probably try. Carnival Cruise Lines has gone ahead and dumped lifetime bans on a couple of dudes. Oh, it was a guy and a girl.
Yep, it was a couple.
They've dumped a lifetime ban on a couple who were caught fishing from the ship's balcony. Is that friggin' unbelievable or what?
Wow, where'd they get the fishing pole?
They've got a
fishing pole store.
Dick's Sporting Goods right there on the cruise ship. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Don't those things have everything?
They folded it in half and put it in their suitcase.
I don't even know if they had a pole, to be honest. It looks like just a line. But maybe you just can't see it in the video.
Apparently a video started going round and round like they do. And I think the Carnival Cruise folks maybe caught wind of this that way. They saw the video. There was a video of a passenger fishing from the balcony of their room. And you can't just go ahead and do that on a damned cruise. A Carnival representative sent out some kind of statement where they said, fishing from our ships is prohibited. We have identified the guests, and they will not be cruising on Carnival ever again.
That's too bad.
The video I was telling you about, I didn't see it, but I read about it. You can see a passenger pulling in what looks to be about a foot-long greenish yellow fish. So they were biting.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long way down there. The video that perspective looks like it's really long. It takes them a while to pull that up, too.
There were a couple stories up on this boat?
Looks like it, yeah.
So they're reeling in forever.
Yeah.
Can you imagine sitting in your cabin and watching that fish on a line go raising up,
Is the food in restaurants, is it all-inclusive once you're on the boat? Maybe they were just hungry and they didn't have cash for the fancy sit-down restaurant.
Let me tell you something. That very well could be true. These people could have been starving to death, because that was the first real surprise when I took a cruise on one of these fancy schmancy ships. We left the miserable state of Florida, and we went down to, I believe, what they call the Bahamas and back on this cruise ship. And I got on the damn thing hungry, We woke up early. I didn't really get much to eat. You gather up your suitcase. You stand in line for a while. You finally get on the boat. And I was starving. And, of course, as soon as you get on the boat, you start jacking down beers.
Of course.
Have to.
Like a son of a bitch. I was a young guy in those days, so I was ripping down beers. And then I got to have something to eat here. And I walked up to some kind of a bartender, and I said, yeah, can I get a menu? And he said, we don't have any food right now. And I said, what do you mean you don't have any food right now? But they didn't even have potato chips or peanuts behind the bar. And my stomach's just turned, no Heggies. No, nothing. The cruise that we were on, they serve you breakfast from like 8 to 10, lunch from 2 to 4, dinner from 7 to 9, and that is it.
Oh, wow.
That wouldn't work for me. I'm a snacker.
I had to get used to it, I'll tell you that. Because, man, I was in trouble there for a few hours. Like, if I don't have something to eat, that was my first problem with the scene, with the whole setup. It was okay. I mean, they had a casino, not that I'm a big gambler. There was a club on the ship.
Any synchronized dances or anything by some of the crew members?
Oh, God, for God's sake, I can't believe I forgot that part.
What?
That was the first real surprise. Like I said, we got on the boat. We're ripping down beers. You're kind of staring over the side of the boat like those poor bastards on the Titanic and waving at everybody. Goodbye. We're going to the Bahamas, wherever that is. So we're socializing and drinking. And then a lady got on a mic. I mean, there's, hundreds, maybe thousands of people hanging around, all the guests for the boat ride. This lady grabs a mic. Well, she's the ship's entertainment director or something, right? She hushes everybody, and she's welcoming us to the cruise. Welcome to Donnie's Cruise Lines, and we'll be going this way and that way, and we're going to have a great time. But I'm not making any of this up. Before we go any further, I have to let you folks in on the rules of the cruise. Bump, 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 bump.
No.
Like this beat starts up.
I would lose my mind.
That's awesome.
And all of a sudden, everybody who's in a uniform, everyone who's working for the cruise is dancing. Bump, bump,
It's like a flash mob.
Yes, and the lady
sounds like a Disney cruise or something.
I swear to God, I'm looking around saying, did I just die and I went to hell? What is this? And then the lady with the mic is like, the rules of the cruise are important. Important. You must follow them or die, or you will die. Don't jump off the side. Don't be banging anybody who isn't your wife. And they sang all the rules of the cruise. The restaurant is open from 7 to 9.
Oh, I would be psyched for the rest of the cruise.
There'll be macaroni and cheese and pizza too. And I just thought, this is the stupidest 20 minutes of my life. But they ripped through a song. Half the crowd went, oh, and half the crowd said, what the hell did we just sign up for? This is miserable.
Was there that one guy that absolutely hated to be there? Like, oh, this is where my life has come.
Oh, you mean a worker who was dancing in Wapple? Half of them had that look on their face.
Just going through the motions.
Oh, yeah. Have you been to one of those places where they got to do a little song? I don't want to call them out, but there's a particular place where, like, especially if you tip them, or ring a bell or something like that, you can tell they're just like, God dang it, this sucks.
Wapple, especially the dudes, half of the dudes who were organized who were participating in this organized song and dance about the rules of the cruise, half of them had a look on their face as if they were saying, this is a long ways to go to get a piece of ass in the Bahamas.
I bet they do pretty well.
I remember.
I'm sure they do. It was crowded. There wasn't a lack of people there. Everyone likes to take those cruises.
At Red Robin, they have the servers have to sing a birthday song for someone who it was their birthday.
Sing it to us. You know the words.
I don't know the words, but I made my own version, and it was just birthday, 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 birthday.
How'd you come up with the lyrics? That's awesome.
That's brilliant, dude.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I would be yelling that in the kitchen when they're out there doing their dance and whatever.
I loved doing that as a server. We did it when I worked at Red Lobster, and people knew to like come and get me because I was like, yeah, I want to sing happy birthday to people.
You're a fan?
I just love people's birthdays. I'm like, it's such a cool day for you.
What's kept me away from the cruise ship is all the stories you see about diarrhea pouring down the walls when everybody gets E. coli or something like that.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no one got diarrhea. We had a pretty good time.
My reason, probably number one reason, is just like, I've seen a lot of videos of people that are on cruise ships, and they're like, yeah, when you're having fun, and then you realize you're in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and they like pan the video out to just like the dark sea, and I'm like, nope, can't do that. That's
would be
scary.
I forgot to ask you, is this what you're referencing to? At first you said it looked scary?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'll admit something to you, Ashley, is that at one point we were in the middle of nowhere in total darkness, thousands of miles out at sea or whatever, I don't know. We were in the middle of the friggin' ocean, dark as can be. And I had my beer in hand, and I went to the side of the ship, just kind of looking out into nowhere. And it did cross my mind, someone could just pick me up by the belt and throw me over the side, and nobody would have any idea what the hell happened to me. I was all alone there on the deck or whatever you call it, just kind of staring off. And that thought did cross my mind. I would be an easy murder victim right now.
Yeah, it's eerie.
There's no way I'm swimming my way out of this.
Obviously, a storm would change things, but do you feel the waves at all? So if you get a little seasick, are you in trouble on a boat that big?
It didn't bother me, Cubby. We were on that stupid thing for 3 days. It didn't bother me with the exception of one morning. It was really rough, and I'm not the type to get seasick. I can handle quite a bit of that stuff. I got I got some buddies who vomit if they're in the bathtub for too long, but I don't have seasickness problems. But there was one morning when it was awful rough, and hell yeah, you knew what was going on.
You did.
Even though that ship was absolutely massive, you could feel every bit of it.
It's crazy how big they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is spooky, how big they are. They're massive.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you into like watching videos of them launching cruise ships? I thought I found this out about you not too long ago.
For some stupid reason, I went down like a rabbit hole of them like launching these giant like freight ships and other stuff like that. It's really interesting.
It's a big bitch.
Yeah, and then like all of a sudden this huge tidal wave comes and it's like, oh, watch out, tugboat.
Strangely enough, like our last night on the boat, I'm not much of a dance club guy, but I mentioned they have a dance club on the damn thing, and I don't really enjoy that kind of music. But our last night on the boat, I was pretty gooned. So I walked into the dance club, and it was just louder than hell. But I ran into some guys from Medina that I played high school hockey against. Didn't you guys go to Edina? It was the weirdest thing. What the hell are you? In the middle of the Bahamas.
Back to the singing at work. H-back delivery Jesus. He had a friend who got fired from an ice cream shop. It was a busy day. They got another tip, and he shouted, "I'm not singing that effing song again," and just walked out.
I can't say I blame the guy.
I've never been to one where they looked happy about it. And I always felt bad. I even told him one time, hey, it's cool. You don't have to sing the song. I mean, I understand. You don't want, and then you got to stand there and listen to it too. So it's kind of a two-way street.
Yeah, you can't just walk away.
I got one for you. You ever been at one of those wedding receptions where every table, you're sitting there at the reception and they make an announcement that if you want the couple to kiss, right, instead of traditionally ringing the glasses with your spoon, if you want the couple to kiss, your table all has to stand up and collectively sing a song to them that includes the word love.
No.
I have never.
No. That is crazy.
Just the clanking of the glasses, that's it.
There was one that you had to kiss the people at your table to get them to do it.
All right. So you've been to a couple of these gimmicky weddings, So I was very young. And that was the cheesy gimmick, was if you wanted the couple to kiss, you had to all stand up, everyone at your table, and sing a song, and the song had to include the word love. So all these tables are standing up and singing well-known love songs. The table would go, "You can't hurry, love. Oh, you just have to wait." And everyone would go, "Ha, ha, ha." And then the couple would kiss, right? Or our table's sitting there going, "I'm not standing up and singing some stupid old 50s love. This is stupid." We were young, too, so we were being, defiant, we came up with this. We all collectively stood up and said, "You've got a lot more going for you at Hank's. Hardware Hank's. Love."
That's a great tune.
So that way, at least in our mind, we didn't have to embarrass ourselves too bad with a cheesy song. We sang the Hardware Hank's theme.
Wisco Maple Syrup Jesus, he had a birthday on Saturday. Happy belated birthday. And he said, Ashley, if you really like to sing the birthday song, go for it.
Right now?
For his birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. What was it again?
Wisco Maple Syrup Jesus.
Wisco Maple Syrup Jesus. Happy birthday to you.
You do love to sing it. Voice of an angel.
You're a good singer.
Very enthusiastic,
Very good
actually.
singer.
I had a smile on my face.
You
sure
could feel
did.
the passion just coming through the microphone.
What's going on here? You got a little ways to go yet. Ow.
Are you all right?
That was my front tooth.
Damn.
Bashed into the microphone.
I caught it.
This here next story was one of the longest I've ever tried to edit for a stupid news segment. It was brutal and it was boring, and I hated myself while reading it. The author must get paid by the letter. So I'll just go ahead and cut to the chase for you. It's another one of those porch pirate stories. Stealing packages off somebody's front step, that whole bit. And I guess I thought it was... I was going to skip it, but, we're in the middle of porch pirate season right now, are we not? Everyone's having
That's the gist.
Everyone's having their packages delivered for Christmas presents, and scumbags drive through your neighborhood and grab them and get the hell out of there. Stealing packages off of somebody's front step recently backfired on a sleazy porch pirate gal when she opened up a box meant for her next-door neighbor, and there was a damn live tarantula up in there.
Yeah, I'd say the neighbor won.
Yeah. The thief's next-door neighbor lady legitimately bought a live tarantula.
That's cool.
That's what she collects them or something like that. So when the thief stole the box off her front step and opened the box, the spider jumped on out and started raising hell in her house. And then the garbage pile thief actually had the balls to go over to her neighbor's place and complain that there was a live tarantula racing around her house and that it was all her fault. No, stupid, it's your fault for snatching something that doesn't belong to you.
What's in the box? What's in the f***ing box?
There were no survivors.
Oh, no. I would never think of something like that.
No, that's clever.
But maybe she'll never steal again.
Well, that would be a start. That would be a start. Now, here's something new for you to be afraid of while we're talking spiders. You guys know spiders, right? You've been around one or two of them?
Yeah, I see them all the time.
Cubby, no likey.
No, not at all.
Something new to be afraid of on the topic of spiders. Let me play this one out for you. A wolf spider upped and bit a dude's toe, and then it laid eggs in the dude's toe. And then eventually a baby wolf spider hatched inside the dude's toe, and it began to eat its way out.
Dude.
Yuck.
I'd ask to be put down.
Yep.
Started to eat its way out of the dude. So again, wolf spider bites dude, lays eggs in the dude. Baby wolf spider is born. And it begins to eat its way out of him.
Oh. Kind of sounds like an origin story for a superhero or villain. One of the two.
This happened. Oh, this was a cruise ship. Oh, right. Oh, wow, we can continue the cruise ship theme. It was lost on me there for a minute where I was going with this. This was a British dude. He's on his wedding anniversary, him and the old lady, on a cruise ship. Specifically, what got him was a Peruvian wolf spider. Peruvian.
Those are the nastiest ones.
That's what I hear. Colin Blake is the poor bastard's name. Like I said, he and his pain-in-the-ass wife were celebrating their wedding anniversary on a cruise ship. They were heading over to France, don't you know? He woke up one morning on that ship, and one of his toes had turned purple. He went to see the ship's doctor, and the doctor told him, "You've been bitten, son." He was totally unaware that he was bitten because the spider numbs its prey before laying the eggs. And here we go. This is the part I've been waiting for. The Half-Ass Morning Show diet plan is about to kick in. That's where we read something so disgusting that you sweep your Egg McMuffin right out the window of your work truck.
This hasn't been gross?
It's going to get worse.
No, not yet. It hasn't been gross at all.
Dude, these things are disgusting.
Yeah, they look mean.
You'll sweep your breakfast burrito out the window of the work truck, and in the end, we've made you a thinner person. It's the Half-Ass Morning Show diet plan. So back to this guy who got bit by a spider, and the spider crapped eggs inside his toe, and then a baby spider started to eat its way out of the toe. Here it comes. Doctors cut the guy's toe open, which cut loose a milk-like pus.
Ew.
That contained the spider eggs. Just in there.
Oh, God. The sound made it so much worse.
It was a milk-like pus. Did you not hear me the first time? And the spider eggs were in there. God. That's the end of the gross, but you'll look better at the beach next summer because of it. That's the end of the gross part. The story goes on from here where doctors didn't get the baby spider out of there right away, but eventually they got it out a few months later.
What?
Oh. Yeah, they couldn't get the baby spider right away. They're evasive little bastards, those baby Peruvian wolf spiders. The dude's toe had to be cut open a second time to remove the baby's body.
It looked like the skin on his toe was just coming right off, too. Nasty.
The dude asked if he could keep the dead spider that they pulled out of his toe, and the doctor said no.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Well, why would you say no? What's weird about that? He wants to...
Maybe the doctor wanted to keep it.
He wants to keep it in his pocket and tell folks the tale.
What is it? Put it in amber or whatever it is?
I have no idea. I was acting like that was normal. Ashley was right. That is weird.
Make like a necklace out of it or something?
I wouldn't know anything about that. You know something about making necklaces out of dead spiders that are removed from human flesh?
No, wasn't it a Jurassic Park or something?
That was a mosquito.
Mosquito? Yeah, there we go.
Friggin' Jurassic Park.
That's how they created the dinosaurs or brought them back.
Yeah, they got the DNA from mosquitoes.
That never happened, any of that dinosaur stuff.
They made like 4 movies and there's the 3 books, dude. It happened.
Just look at turtles. Snapping turtles.
I like turtles.
These Peruvian wolf spiders, they'll get you. And they ride on cargo ships. That's what they do. They jump on these cargo ships so they can go all over the world. They want to see the world. Their venom is not lethal. But obviously it can F up your wedding anniversary. That's for sure. All right.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a defensive lineman. When you're soaking wet and it's raining and you got to go to the bathroom,
I wasn't exactly.
No, I'm saying seriously though. So listen, you have to find some good in it.
You ain't cool unless you pee your pants.
Cody, you know that I always like seeing my guy Boogs on television.
You're a booger lover.
I am. I love seeing my guy Boogs. Covers college football now. Booger McFarland. The other day he was talking about how if it rains during a ball game, that allows players to pee in their pants on the ball field and nobody will notice. He was covering a college football game, and we'll talk more about this in about a half hour. He was covering a college football game called the Cure Bowl, which happened Saturday in Orlando, Florida. And it was raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock the entire friggin' ball game. It was miserable. We'll talk more about that. But that was where Boogs went with it. He said, I guess the good news is if you're a lineman and you're soaking wet, you don't have to be a lineman. You could be any, during that ball game, you could have been any player. It was raining so hard, you're soaking wet. What's the difference? If you got to take a whiz, just whiz in your pants.
Warm you up a little bit. Did you like the Boogermobile back in the day when he was doing?
I loved the Boogermobile, and everyone got all mad at him.
Yeah, I thought the Boogermobile was sweet. They made a Boogermobile.
Yes, they did.
I mean,
he could cruise around the ball field and you know, he'd park the Boogermobile right at the line of scrimmage so he could analyze the plays. But everyone got mad at him because he was blocking the view of this person and that person. Hey, that's the price you pay when we build a Boogermobile.
Who's ever done that?
Nobody's ever done that.
I mean, and somebody agreed to it.
Yeah.
It's not Booger's fault.
And then they fired him, and everyone was all mad at Boogs.
They wiped the guy.
Yeah. Wasn't fair. Brad, writer Randy Shaverly, joining us in about a half hour, and We'll cover all kinds of things. I'm sure they'll want to talk about that Vikings game from Saturday. That was a pretty good time. They lost in overtime, but it was a pretty decent time. There were some football games played yesterday we should talk about. Otherwise, the Pigs are playing in Pittsburgh tonight. Game begins at 6 o'clock tonight on Bally Sports North. Pigs and Penguins. Timberwolves made a trip all the way to shady-ass Florida to play their next game. They play the Miami Heat tonight. 6:30 on, how do you call this? They call it Bally Sports North Extra. I don't know if I have that one. That sounds like the internet to me.
Yeah, you've got the internet.
I do?
Yeah.
2 ball games tonight, the Wolves and the Pigs, and like I said, all the other nonsense that I'm sure is going to fly out the yaps of Randy Shaver and Brad Riddle. You'll get to hear that in a half hour. Stay tuned for Josh's news report.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
We're all juggling life, a career, and trying to build a little bit of wealth. The Brown Ambition podcast with host Mandy and Tiffany the Budgetnista can help.
Ultimately, I'm not expecting that you know how to do everything, but I am expecting that you are willing to learn.
You can't be in the passenger seat when it comes to your career. No. You can't expect your manager to teach you every single thing. If you're falling behind in a skill, like finding a way to get caught up without just telling your boss, like, I don't get it.
Brown Ambition.
Wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
This is not something that you expect from the principal of high school.
A Sugar Land, Texas high school principal, he's in a little bit of trouble. He was arrested last week because he paid $90 to have sex with an undercover detective who was taking part in Operation Naughty List.
God dang.
According to court records, authorities, including a detective from Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, were conducting Operation Naughty List to identify and arrest sex buyers. A Houston Police Department detective was assigned to work undercover, which entailed posting ads to websites known to promote prostitution. The undercover detective and 43-year-old James Brian Schillenberg, the principal of Clements High School in Fort Bend, agreed to meet in a hotel room. He allegedly agreed to participate in some deviant intercourse for $90.
$90 is all it costs.
I feel like that's a pretty good rate.
That's a really good rate. Trust me.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd be a little more myself.
No, it's not that bad in some neighborhoods.
He was Can you pick one with an STD for a discount?
Oh my God.
He was apprehended once the deal was made. Fort Bend ISD said he's since been placed on administrative leave. I'd imagine if he is eventually busted for this, he will no longer have a job.
Well, that's terrible. He should know better than that. But, I mean, Josh, did you see a picture of this guy?
Yeah.
Does he just kind of look like the kind of guy that's just really scrapping? Like he doesn't have any luck with the ladies whatsoever?
Not at all, actually.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he's just tired of having so much success. He wants to try something different, a little scandalous.
You know, because in some cases, I mean, you take a look at some of these fellas that sign up for sex on the internet and whatnot, and you just kind of I have sympathy for them. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. He looks a little crazy in his mugshot, but he's not a bad-looking guy.
I know a couple guys who have had to make those phone calls, but it's not like they want to. They just it's just the old-fashioned way just ain't working for them. You know what I mean?
A dad waiting in the pickup line at his children's elementary school was denied access only because he was, quote, drunk out of his mind. Just how drunk, you might be wondering. The 48-year-old father's blood alcohol concentration was 4 times the legal limit only. Happened about 2:30 p.m. Thursday at Valley View Elementary School in Lakeland, and suspicions were aroused when the man appeared to be drinking beer while in his car. A deputy conducted a field sobriety test in the parking lot, which he failed miserably. And it was discovered he was also driving with a suspended license. A real winner here. Police say the kids went home with their mother, who was sober.
She was?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was sober.
All right.
The former mayor of Harvey, Illinois, allegedly turned a blind eye to prostitution operating out of a local strip club because they paid him off. The former mayor's brother was found guilty last Monday on 5 counts, including conspiracy to commit theft and intimidation. A criminal complaint stated he's the brother of the mayor of the city of Harvey, a suburb of Chicago. The ex-mayor, who left office in the spring of 2019, is not mentioned by name in the complaint. It only refers to him as Individual A, but he's accused of participating in the shakedown. The complaint that is alleged that in 2003, the former mayor demanded the strip club pay him $3,000 a month in exchange for the city allowing the club to continue to operate. Over the next 5 years, the payments were made to him. In either 2007 or 2008, he allegedly demanded the payments increase to $6,000 a month in order to turn a blind eye to the prostitution. When the club initially refused to pay the increased amount, a Harvey police officer ordered the business to shut down. The scheme was uncovered following a law enforcement search at the business on suspicion of prostitution and tax crimes.
Well, that's pretty scandalous. I know a guy who grew up in Harvey, Illinois, Cubby.
I wonder if he went to that strip club.
Well, when he was living there, I don't think he was old enough to go into the boom boom room. But it wasn't the nicest neighborhood. I've told one funny story about his days growing up in Harvey. It was straight out of a sitcom where he woke up for school one morning. And going through his rituals before school, brushing his long brown hair, pulling his White Snake concert T-shirt over his back, and then he would tie his shoes at the couch and then grab the remote and hit the power button and watch a little MTV before it was off to school. So he grabs that remote and he hits the power button. He's like, well, what the hell? Mom, we need new batteries in the remote. The remote's not working. He's stabbing at that someday. Well, what the hell's the matter with the TV? Been stolen.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it took him he was just finger blasting that remote. What the hell's the matter with
MTV today.
TV got stolen overnight. Wasn't the nicest neighborhood, he said.
After purchasing a meatball sandwich for his nephew, a Florida man poured Visine all over the food, which was later partially consumed by his relative.
Why would you do that?
He hated him.
Oh.
Investigators say 45-year-old James Leach was at a market near his home Wednesday when he asked an employee for a bottle of Visine due to having dry eyes, he claimed. Upon securing the Visine, however, he allegedly opened the container of food and proceeded to pour the eye drop solution all over the meatball sandwich inside, and he did it right in front of the employee. When the worker declared the liquid could hurt someone, Leach reportedly replied all he wanted the victim to do was, quote, crap himself and puke his brains out.
That's it.
However, police say Visine's active ingredient can actually be lethal if ingested. The employee, who described Leach as a regular customer, said the suspect had issues with his nephew and declared that he, quote, hated him. Leach and the victim reside together and have a long history of domestic-related issues, cops say, who added that officers have answered several prior calls for service at the pair's home. After receiving a 911 call from the market, they reviewed security footage which clearly showed Leach dousing the meatball sandwich with Visine. The victim said he'd only consumed a small portion of the sandwich before cops showed up and was unaware that any Visine had been added to the meal. While medical help was summoned for the victim, he ultimately refused treatment.
Tell you what, I love meatball sandwiches so much that a little Visine's not going to stop me.
You don't mind crapping your pants and puking your brains out?
I'm willing to roll the dice, Josh.
Yeah, not me.
This guy didn't get a case of the Green Apple Quick Steps right away or anything?
If he did, he said he didn't need medical attention.
Right on.
An elderly D.C. man stabbed his wife because he didn't want to eat the pancakes she made him. How do you turn down pancakes? On Friday,
if there's Visine on them, I might.
I'm out if that's the case. On Friday, police said 85-year-old Stephen Schwartz allegedly attacked 81-year-old Sharon Schwartz a week ago Sunday after she tried pushing the breakfast item on him to help him gain weight. After puncturing, what did he do?
What did he do?
I edited this poorly.
Eff-Off week.
Yeah, I know. Officers deployed a taser and disarmed Schwartz before placing him under arrest. It was a crazy fight, Schwartz allegedly said while sitting in the back of a police car. He told detectives he lost about 50 pounds during a recent hospital stay, and his wife was just trying to get his weight back up for his health. Schwartz described his wife as a bit of a taskmaster, but admitted she was doing it because she loved him so much she wanted him to be well. Sharon reportedly pushed the pancakes on him after learning he wasn't planning to eat breakfast because apparently he had a quarter of a Krispy Kreme donut the day before. The day before.
This guy's not a big eater.
Yeah, I guess not.
And these two have been together too long. Is that how you chalk this?
It sounds that way.
They've just been together too long. It can happen.
A man dressed as a giant gingerbread man has a community in Virginia on edge. It's apparently after he was spotted trying to get into at least one home, possibly more. An Arlington County resident said she was sitting down for dinner when the inflatable life-size cookie appeared at their front door, standing silently. The man in the house said, my wife said, hey, listen, there's this guy. He didn't ring the doorbell. He's just standing out there, and he's in a gingerbread man costume. And I'm like, gingerbread man? What? Stunned, he and his wife watched the person on their security camera from inside the house.
All of a sudden, I heard my dogs going crazy, barking out the window. And I went to look, and there was a giant blow-up gingerbread man costume out on the sidewalk.
Unsure what to do next, they called the cops and reported the bizarre encounter.
That would be troubling.
Yeah, it'd be terrifying, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing there?
Staring.
Yeah, I would think it's a start of a horror movie.
Looking adorable, yet menacing at the same time.
You're right, Ashley. That does sound like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
About an hour earlier, another resident in the neighborhood said she saw the gingerbread man lurking outside her home. One person described the situation as you said, Ashley, being like a horror movie.
We kind of locked eyes, and the gingerbread man went on his way. So weird.
Several other neighbors also reported spotting the costumed creep.
Has Hollywood gone that route yet? Have we had a killer gingerbread man movie? Wasn't there a movie called Ginger Dead Man or something like that?
There must have been.
He was dragging kids into the back of a station wagon or something. I can't remember.
The gingerbread man.
Just the gingerbread man?
That looks, oh my gosh. You guys got to check this out. That is a disturbing looking gingerbread man.
So they don't even do a play on words? He's just the gingerbread man?
Yeah.
Okay.
The original movie started Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's in
No.
all-time great.
Gosh, I'm dyslexic or something. No, it is the Ginger Dead Man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it is better.
I thought there was something there. Gary Busey, what year?
2005.
Oh, not even
stereo.
I thought maybe you'd say the 70s. What did you say?
That was in stereo. They said that same time.
They
Jinx.
did? Oh.
Someone wearing a sport coat with a shirt or towel over his head took off with 2 nutcrackers from a North Carolina home. These are the big ones.
Why the hell are you stealing a nutcracker?
Those are expensive. Those big ones?
Yeah, I've always wanted a couple of those. But
Same.
yeah, they're not
what?
cheap. For decoration and protection. They were wooden, colorful, nearly 4 feet tall, and unfortunately for the people...
protection.
Unfortunately for the people that lived there, they were stolen from. Apparently, they were sentimental to the family.
I don't know what drew them to take them. They were a gift from my parents when we first bought our house. So personally, they were just kind of special to me.
Police say every year, Grinches steal wreaths, lights, trees, and nutcrackers, which leaves residents wondering if it's done out of spite, or if the thieves steal them to decorate their own homes, or if the items are put up for sale. The woman in this case said she's not the only one in the neighborhood who's woken up to a diminished display. The Charlotte Police Department said reports have been filed.
Okay, I just had a thought. Are we talking about a legitimate nutcracker where you bust open walnuts, or that character with the beard and the Revolutionary War suit?
Yeah, they're all, I mean, I have the... Yeah, the decoration.
Or whatever the suit is.
So you're talking about like the handheld like tool versus...
Yes.
No, it's the decorations.
The decoration.
Yeah.
The guy with the beard, and I'm sure that's not a revolution. You know what I'm talking about, the red suit?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that where he's going with that, but sure. Okay, I was picturing the big stupid tool that you use. I never understood that. You go to someone's house, they got a big bucket of big fat nuts and a stupid nutcracker. You go buy a bag of peanuts.
I'll show you some big fat nuts.
Go buy a bag of cashews. Why are we having to work for our snack? Anyone else with me on that?
Yeah, I hear you.
Stupid.
A 17-year-old girl and a 19-year-old man both arrested after a fight over Christmas decorations that ended in gunfire.
Oh.
And they made it easy work for investigators as the 2 geniuses left their driver's licenses behind. 19-year-old Vance Shannon allegedly vandalized a Florida man's Christmas decorations Wednesday night, reportedly pulling the lights right off his house. The man followed Shannon's car as he drove off and then confronted him. Shannon pulled a gun and threatened the man before driving back to the man's home and destroying more Christmas decorations. In fear for his family, the man used his truck to ram into Shannon's car. The 17-year-old girl got out of Shannon's car with a knife and charged the man, cutting his left hand. Shannon began yelling, "I'll kill you!" while shooting from the car toward the victim. He hit the man's truck 5 times.
This is not good.
Shannon then got out of the car and pointed the gun at the man's head, and he shot him. What? Well, actually, he shot at him and then missed. What an idiot. Shannon and the 17-year-old left behind the grill to his car and the girl's purse, which had both their driver's license inside.
That's a violent scene you described right there, Josh.
Yeah, what a dick. Yeah. A couple of them. If you're looking for something fun to ring in the new year and do some good in the process, Paulie's, one of Maple Grove's newest restaurants, is partnering with the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund for some Sunday night football, followed by a New Year's Eve party with live entertainment, trivia games, and prizes all night long. Starts at 6:30, goes to 1 a.m. Boy, that is too late.
1 a.m.?
Maybe we can talk to Randy about that. That's silly.
Ooh-wee.
Tickets include a surf and turf buffet featuring steak, crab, shrimp, all-you-can-eat late-night pizza, an appetizer buffet as well, and a glass of champagne to ring in the new year. Tickets are limited, though, so if you can make it, you'll want to head to mypaulies.com and click on the event tab to get yours soon. Sounds like a good time. Singer Billie Eilish, 22 today. Minnesota Twins stud Byron Buxton, 30.
Hey, man, I love Byron. I hope he has a great birthday.
One of the coolest guys in town,
without
for sure.
a doubt.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, 59. Brad Pitt, 60.
Oof. Wow, really?
Yeah, looking good, right?
It's about over for him.
Sure.
Steven Spielberg, 77. I never would have guessed he was that old.
No.
Shout out to Low Voltage Jesus and the boys up in Brainerd. Shout out here to Lockwood Knives from Scare Bear. Happy anniversary to Big Booty Jesus from MRI Repair Guy Jesus. Happy birthday to Natalie, turning the big 08 from Dad. Dresses like a cowboy, but not a cowboy Jesus. Happiest of birthdays to Tam Tam from your lover of 30-some years and husband, Curtis.
Who the hell talks like that? From your lover of many years.
We make love. And a special happy 25th birthday to my baby boy, Cole, in Oregon. And that's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hand off to Chandler, spins, and he is in. So the Vikings have their first opening drive touchdown of the season. Mullins throws it across the middle, and the ball is picked off by Hilton. Mullins pressured again, and he gets dropped by B.J. Hill. Did he lose the ball on top of it? The refs say yes. It is a turnover. 3rd and 9. Mullins just gets the snap away, pressured again, throws it off his back foot. It's caught by Addison. He's going to go all the way in for a touchdown. 3 receivers to the right. Browning looking, pressured, throws it deep, and the ball is caught by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line. And the Bengals have come back to beat the Vikings in overtime.
I felt like we let one slip away, but I think you got to credit the Bengals, getting their offense going there in the second half, and they were able to get us stopped. Thought we had a good look at it on 3rd down. Officials spotted it otherwise, so they probably had a better look than I did.
I remember getting cut there the last time and just being told, like, hey, we might have a spot for you on practice squad. Like, go to the hotel and wait. And so I sat in the hotel for like a couple hours, not knowing if I had a job or not. And then just basically got a text or a call from my agent that, they didn't tell me. Like, I'd been there for 2 years, and, I've been cut my fair share of times, and that was probably the one.
What the hell is with the attitude coming off this Jake Browning kid?
Well, he wasn't happy, was he?
No. Quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll get to that in a minute. First, we'd like to welcome Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder to Ultimate Eff-Off Week for the year 20 plus 23. Hello, boys.
Good morning.
Howdy.
It's our last week of work before we take some time away for Christmas. Eff-Off weeks mean our usual attention to detail is lacking. Our concern for overall excellence is diminished.
Yes.
We've earned it. F you if you don't go along with Ultimate Eff-Off Week.
Usually every Friday morning, one of the first things Nick says, we share a studio, and when he walks in the door, he says, I just don't care.
Right.
Usually every Friday.
Friday mornings, I absolutely do not care at all.
You don't care how it goes?
Out.
Nothing. No. If the whole, we legitimately had the board catch on fire once, you'd be fine with that.
I did not care when that happened, did I?
Well, that's true, and that was like on a Wednesday or something. I'd like to know, Ultimate Eff-Off Week, Has it already started, or you got to wait a day or two?
I have absolutely no interest on how this goes from today all the way through Friday. Don't care at all. Don't care at all.
I'm kind of in the same boat because we have finals today, and then I'm off until the middle of January.
You're friggin' done, Brad. You don't care.
Nice.
How long does it take to grade something like that?
Oh, I'm going to come in. All 3 of my classes are today, so I'm going to come in tomorrow and Wednesday and get it done, and I'm hoping to be done by like Thursday.
How big are your finals? Like, how do you just...
I give them online. Most professors do it now.
You don't even got to leave the house.
Well, no, I'm in the office, but yeah, I mean, technically I wouldn't.
You're not in the office. I don't hear a leaf blower.
Yeah. Not yet. This is the swan song for 2023 for the leaf blower.
What are you talking about? It's going to be 45 degrees tomorrow.
Well, I know, but I won't. I mean, I'm kind of still in the beans. I'm actually planning on coming in studio to see you guys Wednesday.
Well, we appreciate that.
I don't think we agreed to that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Open the doors.
You won't be
well, then I won't bring the donuts I was going to bring then. Fine, I'll bring them to somebody else.
Hold on.
Randy Shaver, what kind of time off are you looking at? Is this your F-Off week?
It is actually. I'm off from TV starting on Friday through all next week. So
nice.
Yeah. So this is my week to take it easy too.
There you
Are
go.
you like Nick? Where have you not? You're just not caring about the TV already, or do you always care? Or did that start like in 2020, 2019, something like that?
Oh, Josh, you're funny.
Not going to answer that one.
Yeah, he's tiptoeing.
I think we know.
You know, I care about it to a certain point.
Yeah. Nothing's going to bother me this week. Absolutely nothing. So it's a beautiful feeling.
I mean, it already started. We got technical issues. That's why Randy's on the phone. So it started.
Yeah.
Usually you'd be furious right now, Nick. But yeah, you don't care.
Couldn't possibly care less. Randy, we could be connected by a soup can and a string like when we were kids, and I would not care.
I just want to make sure it's not on my end and I didn't screw something up. So that's all I'm.
No, we blame Wapple kind of for a lot of stuff around. It's not even his fault usually, and he gets the blame.
I got a kick out of the.
Gotta have a fall guy.
I got a kick out of the attitude coming off that Jake Browning kid after the Bengals beat the Vikings on Saturday. He said beating the Vikings was personal. They never should have cut him, he said.
God. He yelled that at him, right there on the sideline.
Like, you won in overtime. Chill out.
Was it even the O'Connell regime that let him go?
No,
I thought
it was not.
Yeah,
No.
it was before him.
Who the hell was the guy before him?
Apparently, he's the only player in NFL history that's played for more than one franchise. So
Right, really.
Right.
Nobody else has ever been cut.
Like, what? What'd I do?
Yeah, the pastronaut's like, bro, let's sit and talk.
yeah, right.
Yeah, you want to
hold my beer, as I say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it was old Zim, my Eskimo brother, who threw Browning out of town. Yeah, he had this big, but like I've said many times before, the sensitivity of pro athletes is off the charts.
Oh, they'll use anything to gain a chip on their shoulder.
The sensitivity of these guys and gals, pro athletes, off the chart. You think you've met someone who's still hanging on to something that was said to them in third grade? Pro athletes beat the living hell out of that. That's
true.
I don't know what it is. It's part of what makes them good at what they do. But it's interesting to see these things play out. Like, dude, get over it for Christ's sake. I mean, how many Vikings fans even remember that friggin' guy was on the roster?
Nope, no clue who it was.
I didn't either.
It's not like you led that club to a Super Bowl and then they shooed you in the ass, at the last minute and said, we don't need you anymore. For God's sake, get over it.
Yeah.
You're kidding me with the leaf blower, right?
That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
I wish I was.
Was I hearing things?
No, you're not hearing anything. He's here.
Dude, that's so good.
December 18th. December 18th.
I love this guy.
He's the best in the business.
Did you ever go talk to him and try to get him on the radio?
No.
Why didn't you do that? We asked you to do that, Brad.
Well, I know, but usually when you do that, we're on the air, so I can't really go out and
He's
do
already
that.
gone.
Bring him in studio when you come Wednesday.
He must have the coolest.
I mean, would you run down there?
But if I did that, but if I brought him in, then he couldn't do his job Wednesday if I came in.
Are you on a cell phone?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm on my landline at work.
I kind of want you to run down there right now. It's F-Off week. Who cares? Let's see if the leaf blower guy will come on the radio with us.
Let me see where he's at.
Would you get on the cell phone and go do that, or are you afraid to get stabbed? I mean, I don't want you to get stabbed.
No, I think our campus is fairly safe.
Okay.
So
I'm not talking about by
this
a
isn't the
stranger
U.
on the
I don't work at the U, so we're fine.
What a friggin' dick.
Let me see. If he comes back around the building, I'll go down.
Would you be comfortable doing that?
Yeah, well, he kind of went around the building now,
Just
though.
explain to him that he's become a worldwide phenomenon and see if he... All right, thank you, Brad.
Yeah,
See if
sorry
he comes
for that
around.
cheap shot at the U. Sorry for all you people who...
I loved it.
Usually you save
It's
that
a
kind
comedy
of...
show sometimes.
Yeah, you usually save that kind of stuff for the Wolves.
No, Wolves are fine.
Now, back to Browning. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I know I'm going to mispronounce his name, but Kwesi, the GM, was he even here? He wasn't even here at that time, right?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so.
I mean, who's he going to get mad at?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, Josh.
I think it was Spielman and the coach.
It doesn't matter. I mean, and I think
Zimmer?
It's just the massive egos and the massive amount of sensitivity that these guys haul around. It doesn't have to make sense all the time. They just need to crow a little bit and
Well,
say,
it's their
"Look at
motivation
me."
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And they use that kind of thing as motivation, and you see it quite often in all sports and players who feel like they've been wronged in one way or another, and they use that to motivate them.
I think that's a nice way to put it. I think sometimes they use it as motivation. Other times they just can't shake the feeling that, hey, what, you don't think I'm the greatest thing in the world? How can you not think of me that way?
It's just weird that the guys that made those decisions aren't even here anymore.
Right. It's like so the Vikings lose that game in overtime. Their hopes of making the playoffs have took a little bit of a hit. I mean, look at this. Doesn't seem that bad to me. Okay, the headline of this story is, "Boy, the Vikings' hopes of making the playoffs sure are in trouble." I don't really look. I mean, if they would have won the game, they would have had an 84% chance of reaching the playoffs. This is one of those high-test playoff predictor arithmetic machines. If they would have won the game, it would have been 84% chance of making the loss dropped them to 59%. That doesn't sound so friggin' bad to me.
Good. No, but with the other losses this weekend, they could have really locked something down with a win.
Because Green Bay got beat.
Yeah.
Well, and they're still in the chase with Detroit. I mean, they're 3 games behind Detroit. If they were to win out all 3 games and Detroit loses all 3, I think they still win the division.
Well, they would on head-to-head. Sure, they'd beat them twice. Yeah.
All right, so it ain't over yet. I mean,
no, not by a long shot. There's a long way to go.
Speaking of all these quarterbacks, I just read there might be a quarterback controversy cooking in the locker room for the Vikings. Mullins or Dobbs?
Or Hall.
Well, they didn't really consider him in this article. They say that O'Connor probably wouldn't go with Hall. He's too raw, they say in the article, for a playoff push. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He's too inexperienced to rely on when the playoffs now are on the line.
I think he'll stick with Mullins. I really do.
I don't think
he's
the controversy here. No.
He threw a couple of dopey passes in that game, though.
I like the one where he just gave it to the defender, like, can you take this? I'm about to go down.
Dude, that play where he's falling onto his back and he tries to get rid of the ball.
Bounces off the dude's helmet.
Here's the name of the dude from the Bengals who picked that football up is named B.J. Hill. Here's the headline that I read. B.J. Hill's absurd, beautiful interception. Well, this is just a line to describe it. B.J. Hill's absurd, beautiful interception of a wildly stupid Mullins pass had fans in awe. And it was awesome to watch.
It was.
Just kind of handed it to the guy. All right, so you guys are on the Mullins train.
I think it'll be Mullins.
Yeah, I think so. I think he just gives them a better chance to score points. You know, I mean, he made a couple of bad decisions, but he throws the ball. He can throw the ball downfield better than Dobbs can, and yeah.
I hear you. All right. No, they don't have the greatest choices in the world, but that's where they sit. That's where they friggin' sit. Yesterday's ball games, I didn't see much of anything from yesterday, but I did see the highlight of somehow this Bears wide receiver drops a game-winning Hail Mary. I don't know how the hell that football squirted out of his hands. God dang it. I mean, not that I wanted to see the Bears win. I'm a Joe Flacco Cleveland Browns guy. But it would have been an exciting ending to the game, and somehow he just couldn't stick a fork in it.
Fields, Hail Mary, end zone, deflected, tipped, and intercepted. Almost caught, and then a deflection into the hands of DeAnthony Bell.
It reminded me of a couple of historic plays in football history. The way that ball was right in his chest, and he let it slip away. Jackie Smith. Thank you, leaf blower guy. He recognizes the name.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get out there.
Tight end, St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, but remember when
Dallas
he went?
Cowboys.
Yes, Jackie Smith. I'm no good at naming the Super Bowl numbers, but it was 77-78, one of the Super Bowls where the Steelers played the Cowboys. And in the third quarter, Roger Staubach throws a pass into the end zone in this quarter. This tight end, Jackie Smith. How to this day, if he's still alive, Jackie Smith is still staring off into the distance and wondering how he didn't catch that football. Poor bastard, Jackie Smith. And what was the other? It reminded me also. 98 NFC title game when the Falcons beat the Vikings at the old Metrodome. None of us thought that was going to happen. Remember late in the game, the Falcons quarterback, Crystal Chandelier, throws the ball into the end zone. Robert Griffith, the safety.
Yeah.
Griffin or Griffith, I can't remember, number 20.
Robert Griffith.
Football hit him right between the numbers. Yeah. That would have ended the game. That's what that play reminded me of. Oh, God. Oh, so has the shine come off of Tommy Cutlass? The hell's his name again? Tommy
Cutlets.
Yeah, both the New York quarterbacks that were Player of the Week last week kind of had rough goes of it yesterday.
Yeah, both.
Milfman didn't end up even playing in the second half. He got knocked on his ass. He couldn't come back.
Right.
All right, so Miami shut out the Milfman 30-0. New Orleans beat Tommy Cutlets 24-6. What else grabbed you?
Is Rodgers really coming back this week?
Please, Randy, don't do it. We're not
think
doing
he's
it.
coming back this week.
I thought he wasn't just after they lost.
Not going to do it.
Oh, really? That changed it?
I think so.
Not getting involved.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
It's Eff-Off week. What do you care?
Would be funny if he came back and just did it again.
There's a line I won't cross even on Eff-Off week, Randy Shea. I'm not talking about the gas bag. Not going to do it. You guys go right ahead. I'm not getting involved. Well, then there was that game yesterday where Carolina beat Atlanta 9-7.
Oh, God. Miserable.
Raining and all right, so Tampa Bay beat Green Bay at overrated Lambeau Field. That hurts the Packers' overall chances to do.
God, Baker Mayfield looked like a superstar.
Isn't he
yesterday.
something?
Yeah.
Whew.
Someone texted and said he had not that I follow these things, but he had a perfect passer rating, whatever that means.
I read that, yeah.
He had 4 touchdown passes, 300
He was
some odd.
amazing.
400 yards. I don't know what the hell he did.
That's a terrible loss for Green Bay. I mean, they actually were fighting for a playoff spot to the point where their percentages would have been like the Vikings had they won yesterday. 59% or whatever. That was a huge loss for them.
Tampa's not that bad of a team. I mean,
they are not.
They came in here and beat us early in the season,
especially when they're healthy. And they've got that Rashad White is a workhorse, man. He is really good.
Tonight they wrap up the week with a Monday night football game. Philadelphia and somebody. I don't have the other side of that.
Seattle.
Says here,
Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts may not play. He's, I guess, supposedly super sick. He was, in fact, so sick he flew to Seattle separate from the team so as not to get anybody else sick.
Ooh, Jesus.
Okay, so that's not good.
So,
I didn't hear that. That's not good news for me.
So there's a
chance. Fantasy football.
There's a chance he may not play tonight. Actually, a pretty good chance.
It says it's an extreme long shot that he's going to lace him up tonight. He's just sick as a dog. What are you going to do now, Brad? Who's your
I have no idea.
Do you have a backup QB?
I'm going to have to scramble.
Oh, this fantasy football?
Oh,
Brad,
yeah.
Paying attention to the story?
Oh yeah.
You friggin' dork. You don't have a back. Not that I normally want to get involved in fantasy. You don't have a back.
They played yesterday. They all played.
Well, they all played yesterday. So what am I stuck with here? I got Geno Smith. I got to figure out a way to get him.
Put Geno Smith in
there.
there.
Well, Geno Smith may not play tonight either. He's banged up.
What? Well, who's the Eagles' backup?
I don't know.
That's who I'll be starting, I guess.
Not Footlong, I know that.
It ain't Footlong Foles anymore. Well, that's hilarious.
It's not hilarious, but...
Marcus Mariota.
Ooh.
Okay.
How about that name?
Letter Buck.
I guess.
Brad, letter
I
Buck
might
with
have to.
The double M, Marcus Mariota. Speaking of quarterbacks, I know a lot of folks here in town have always loved Teddy Bridgewater, and what's not to love? He always came off like a hell of a nice guy. He's been backing things up for the Lions this year. He told the media a day or two ago that he's all done after this season.
Yeah.
All done. We had a nice run, especially considering how torn up he got a few years ago. He still was able to play for...
That devastating injury, he just never was able to get back.
He says after retiring, he wants to coach some high school football, maybe start up an OnlyFans page.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd subscribe.
I'm kidding. He wants to coach high school football. He's got a couple of kids. He's got a couple of kids.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, step away while you still got your health.
Tell me if you like this. The Detroit Lions Stadium DJ did his thing before the Lions-Broncos game on Saturday night. Now see if you can follow this. So you got Mr. Unlimited there playing for the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson. As Russell Wilson is warming up for the game, the PA guy was playing all the hits by a rapper named The Future?
I think it's just Future.
Okay, Future. Now this is significant because Ciara, the wife of Russell Wilson, used to date this Future character.
That's pretty cool.
And apparently Future and Mr. Unlimited haven't exactly been bros over the years.
Yeah, it sounds like they don't get along.
So the DJ just pumped music by the Future while Russell Wilson's out there warming up and trying to, run through some play. I love that bit. That's a funny bit.
Do you think he has to clear that through the Lions before he just does that?
I don't know.
Wow.
Make a phone call to Dan Campbell and say, what do you think? Do you mind if
I could see Campbell being cool with that.
I remember this is going way back, but when some stadiums used to play, remember Chuck Finley, the old pitcher from the Angels? Chuck Finley used to date Tawny Katane.
Right.
And they would play Whitesnake songs when he would pitch.
Yep.
Yeah, she was married or dated David Coverdale.
Yeah.
So I forget, didn't he get fired for that? And I thought we had him on the air.
You did? Yes. Yeah. The PA guy, the DJ, whatever you want to call him, at the White Sox ballpark, did that to Chuck Finley before a ball game, playing a lot of Whitesnake to needle Chuck Finley, as if to say, yeah, the gal you used to bang is now she's banging David Coverdale. And the dude got fired, the DJ got fired, and we did have him on the air. There was this big movement to get this guy his job back, and we talked to him for 5 minutes. Seemed like a decent enough guy. That's great.
That was a classy bit.
Oh, I love
that. Was great.
What was this now? Last Friday, the Los Angeles Chargers fired their head coach, a fella named Brandon Staley.
He deserved it.
What do you mean he deserved it?
He completely lost that team. They quit on him. Absolutely quit on him.
Well, this is right after they got completely gooned by the Raiders 63-21 last Thursday night.
Yeah, embarrassing.
He got fired. Well,
totally embarrassing.
He'll find somewhere else to go. The college bowl season, I haven't watched any games yet, but it's underway.
I think the Gophers play this week, don't they?
No, next week. I think it's the day after Christmas.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Golden Gophers playing in the, I don't know what it is. The
Did you hear Jerry Kill's rant?
What?
Did you hear Jerry Kill's rant?
I didn't understand what he was so mad about. Something about being go ahead.
So they played in the New Mexico Bowl, which was hosted by their in-state rival, New Mexico.
Right. He coaches for New Mexico State.
Right.
Yeah.
During the season, apparently his quarterback, and I don't understand the circumstances. It might have been prior to their game against New Mexico. I guess I'm guessing on this. Apparently urinated on the field of the indoor facility of New Mexico.
Oh.
Prior to them playing their game against them.
So then he knew
Kill didn't find out about this until afterwards, and then disciplined the kid for what he did. Okay.
Yeah.
So then they go to play this bowl game, and the University of New Mexico would not allow New Mexico State to practice in their indoor facility leading up to the bowl game.
Okay.
And
it's a hell of a bitter rivalry here. We got people urinating on each other's fields.
So Kill, after the game, and they got throttled by Fresno State. So after the game, Kill praised the bowl people for everything, and then he went off on the AD of New Mexico for not allowing them to practice that week in their facility.
Mm-hmm.
And he, is about as riled up as I've ever seen Jerry. He was pretty riled up. So
I can sort of relate. Josh knows this, that whenever I got a really bad stomach and I got to take a Duke, I usually go to the bathroom closest to KQ studios. I can't stand those pricks. Whenever my stomach's real bad, I always go to the bathroom nearest their studios, don't I, Josh?
Yeah, sure do.
I swing the door wide open.
Yeah, you leave it open, that's for sure.
Get a taste of this, I holler at him. Well, some of these bowl games are happening already. I haven't seen any of them. I was seeing some pretty interesting highlights from a bowl game played a few days ago called the Cure Bowl. I don't think it has anything to do with the band, thankfully. The Cure Bowl. It was pouring rain to the point where this game was just a gong show. I don't remember who played, and it doesn't matter. But if you have a chance to look up these highlights, it was unbelievable. The amount of rain, the field was an absolute piss puddle. And, it was the field was so soaked when the players were tackled on the lines on the field or the logos on the field, they were covered in paint. Because the rain just
washed them away.
Completely diluted the paint that was on the field. It was just crazy. This was, okay, here it is. The full title for this bowl game, the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
That doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Anyone know what that means? What am I talking about? The avocados from, look it up if you can, Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. And the highlights are hilarious. Did you guys know this bit? Get back to me if you find anything about the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. This is kind of a funny bit. We talked on and off this year about how the Iowegian college football team, their offense was garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get anything done on offense, but they won enough games to play in that Big Ten championship game and got pumped. So...
I just found out, Nick, and I'm sorry. It's nothing cool. It's just because it's sponsored by Avocados from Mexico. That's like a brand.
Avocados from Mexico.
Is that the tune?
Yep.
There's a song?
Yeah, it's their jingle in their commercials.
I wasn't aware of that. Where do I catch that?
Oh, the television set.
Really?
MTV.
I haven't caught that one yet. So they're looking for a new offensive coordinator at the University of Iowa, and they put the job online, if you know what I mean by that. Like they posted the job opening. Yes,
Yeah.
they posted the job opening on the University of Iowa's website. And what's really funny is folks are posting their resumes on social media and referencing their Madden video game stats as qualification.
That's awesome.
Sometimes NFL or college coaches overthink things so much. I feel like it's a kid who's good at Madden would be good at play calling. Just do the obvious. Do what's expected here. Don't get too cute.
Some person posted, perfect. That's not correct. In one of my NCAA 14 dynasties, my offense averaged 78 points per game and 969 yards per game.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Didn't you play that, Randy? Weren't you into the college football video game?
Oh, I love the college game, and it's coming back next year.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
It's been gone for almost 10 years, and it's coming back.
So much fun.
That's
so much better than Madden.
Everybody's posting up their
I
Madden.
agree, Dan. It's way better than that.
Better than Madden.
Mm-hmm. Will they have the names on the jerseys now?
They will.
They will.
They will. I mean, I think I've talked about this before. There was a company out of Iowa City that you could buy whatever the stick was that
memory card
plugged in. Yeah, and with all the names of all the players.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the game would come without it. NIL, right? Pre-NIL. And this is one of the reasons why NIL is what it is now, because college players sued EA Sports because their likeness was there, but they weren't, obviously couldn't use their names, but you could tell who they were.
Yeah, like Reggie Bush would be USC running back number 5.
Yeah. Yes, right. But you could buy this memory stick and plug it in, and then all of a sudden all the names came up. Which
I hear you.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
That's got to be a headache for the Madden people now that with the transfer portal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's going to be part of the game, which in the original game, there was a transfer. You could transfer. It was very hard to do, and it didn't happen very often. But you're right. This part of the game is going to be crazy because it's just going to be free agency. It's just going to be free agency.
That's basically what it's become, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Right. The Pigs are playing in Pittsburgh tonight, so maybe the last time Mark the Animal Andre Fleury laces up in a town where he won 3 damn Stanley Cups.
Seems to me we said this last year, though, too, didn't we?
Well, it was. Well, I don't know. Did we? I can't remember. I mean,
I think we did when they played in Pittsburgh last year.
Earlier this year, we made a big deal out of the fact that he was playing in Montreal because that's where he's from, Quebec. Yeah. Maybe that's what you're thinking of, but yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if he wasn't between the pipes tonight.
Even though Gustafson's played very well,
you got to give the Animal one more turn in Pittsburgh. You just have to. Come on.
Right.
The game begins at 6 o'clock tonight on Valley Sports North. Another story cut loose over the weekend about our pal Zach Parise getting closer and closer to possibly playing hockey again. I keep reading about it. I haven't bothered texting him or anything. I figure he's probably pretty focused on his decision. But now there's some talk that, maybe he doesn't go back and play for the Islanders. There's a bunch of other clubs that have interest in Zachy, as you might imagine. I just love to see him get back out there and show everybody that milk is still a bad choice.
Oh, it's a terrible choice.
It's still a bad choice.
He knows it.
That should be the first thing he says when he gets on the board for whatever club he plays for. Milk is still a friggin' bad choice.
What about when he does the press conference announcing his return? And he's just got milk next to him.
That'd be awesome.
I want to make it very clear to everybody.
Selfishly, I really want him to come back for my sake because he's a few months older than me, and I'm not ready to have every single professional athlete be younger than me.
I remember that when you start to feel old because of these guys that you looked up to as a little kid.
I hear you. Timberwolves made a trip all the way to Florida to play tonight. They're playing the Miami Heat. That game begins at around 6:30 tonight on Valley Sports North Extreme.
Is General Soreness in the lineup tonight for Miami?
I don't know, Brad. You're the guy. Brad, you tell us.
I would think he would be in the lineup tonight, yeah.
I know Adebayo's back for them tonight, but and I actually think Tyler Hero's playing tonight for Miami, too, which he's been out for a long time.
I hear he's kind of a different dude. Tyler Hero, I hear he kind of fell in love with himself, but that's just articles that I read, and far be it for anyone to believe that a pro athlete fell in love with himself. But anyway, 6:30 tonight, Valley Sports Extra. Nice win this past Saturday night over Indiana. Hell, Carl scored 40. Anthony Edwards scored 37.
Yeah, they dominated. I mean, it was an Indiana team that I think it just played the night before, if I'm not mistaken. Halliburton didn't play. But still, again, these are the kind of games, these are the kind of wins that you have to have if you're going to be a major contender. And it's the kind of games, I mean, they are taking that reputation from last year and they're shattering it right now with all their consistent play against teams they should beat. And don't get me wrong, Indiana's a really good team. They're not like Detroit. They're not like San Antonio. But when they're shorthanded, and you have a chance to win those games, especially at home, you got to do that. And they've done all of these things. They've been extremely consistent, and it's the reason why they're 19-5 or whatever they are right now.
Having a good time so far. By the way, did anyone watch? Stupid question. No one watched Saturday night's Wolves game against the Indians. So I guess for some listeners out there who might have watched Saturday night's Wolves game, there was an all-time great moment. Rudy Gobert leading the fast break. He was not only running, but dribbling a basketball at the same time. And those are things that are very dangerous for a guy like Rudy Gobert.
Sure.
Running and dribbling at the same time. It ended the way you might expect. He somehow threw the ball out of bounds. But that was the highlight from, great game. There was a close game, and then they opened up the offense and whooped Indiana's ass. But my favorite moment from Saturday night's game was Rudy Gobert attempting to be Magic Johnson on the fast break, and the basketball somehow ended up in the 7th row. If you watch Rudy a lot, you know what I'm talking about. That's quite a challenge. I got a text from a listener this morning, and I would assume this is in reference to Naz Reid and the great year that he's having. I discovered him. You guys all know that. The listener asked, has there ever been a Minnesota Timberwolf that won the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award, which Naz is perfectly built for? The answer is no. I didn't think so, but I looked it up anyway.
Yeah.
Can you think of somebody that should have been close, or maybe?
I know somebody who was close when I was there, the year that we had Jamal Crawford.
Jamal's won the award a couple times.
3 times.
He was very good even the year that he was with us, and I think he was pretty close in the voting that year too.
It's a good question, Dana. Can I think of past Timberwolves who, were great off the bench? Chauncey Billups comes to mind as a six-man type character, but I can't really think of anybody beyond that.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say they've barely had enough to field a comparable starting five.
Yeah, usually the fifth man is shaky,
right?
Let alone the sixth man.
I think of two guys, but I'm not sure. Fred Hoiberg used to come off the bench and supply a spark offensively, and also I'm not sure, was Anthony Peeler? I know he started for them for a while, but he may have come off the bench at some point too and been pretty good.
That's the Randy just named another one of my Eskimo brothers belt. Anthony Peeler.
Anthony Peeler.
Sam Mitchell didn't always start, and he was one of my all-time.
That's true.
Yep.
Sam Mitchell was such a great, valuable player for the Wolves so many times, so many nights. I loved what Sam... Anyway, so the answer is no. We'd love to see Naz Reid be the friggin' first. Reading, they've only handed out the six-man award since the early 80s. So, these names, I just looked up the list, and these names are great because I recognize every damn last one of them. The very first Six-Man of the Year award winner is a player that I almost can't even talk about because I just...
Is it the Pistons?
No, it was 1982-83, Randy Shaver.
Okay.
A guy that I've mentioned this many times. I can barely talk about the guy because I want to cry because I just loved him so much when I was a kid.
Bobby Jones.
Bobby friggin' Jones.
Bobby Jones, Philadelphia.
When Bobby Jones dies, the world is gonna stop spinning. He was just one of the greatest players, all-around NBA players ever. And by all accounts, about the nicest guy that has ever lived. Bobby F. Me running Jones. I can still remember being a 10, 11-year-old kid watching him play for the 76ers. I was just in awe of him. I'm still in awe of him. Charles Barkley said, if everybody on earth was like Bobby Jones, there would be no war.
Yeah.
But some of the other names on the list, Kevin McHale, Bill Walton, Ricky Pierce, Detlef Schrempf won it many times, Clifford Robinson, Tony Kukoc, as a schoolmate of mine called him years ago. Tony Kukoc. You mentioned Jamal Crawford. A guy who's coaching for the Timberwolves right now won the Sixth Man of the Year award in the year 2002. I'll give you a hint. He's amphibious. Corliss Williamson.
Williamson, wow.
Remember that famous call where an announcer tried to say he's ambidextrous, but instead he said he's amphibious. That was said about Corliss Williamson many years ago. Manu Ginobili and Jason Terry and guys like that all the way down the line. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar took a terrible tumble at a concert in Los Angeles Friday night, and the poor bastard ended up in the hospital with a busted hip.
Oh, that's not good.
Kareem fell down at the concert.
He's not in the greatest of health anyway.
No.
He's been battling a lot of stuff. Man.
Yeah.
Word is he's doing okay. But you're right, Cubby and Randy, he had a run at leukemia, prostate cancer. Yeah, Kareem's had some issues.
I think he has COPD, too. I think he has trouble breathing, trouble...
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff going on.
What concert was he at that he was cutting a rug and...
I don't know.
Rage Against the Machine.
What, Rage Against the Machine?
I have no idea what concert it was.
I looked at a ton of articles to see if I could find out what it was, and I haven't seen. Maybe I was wondering if Dana maybe saw it on social media.
No, I didn't see it at all.
Oh, wait, is this right? The Manhattan transfer. I just looked. There's a newer article.
Really? Cool kitty.
Yep.
Tell you about the boy from New York City. Really? Was it Manhattan transfer?
Well, yeah, the article says Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shares his love of the Manhattan transfer after breaking hip.
Oh, Brad, how deep can we go with this? He's kind of tall. He takes me out. And we go on the town, and he always dresses nice. There you go.
I think this was the song that Brad broke up to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
You sure know this one.
Yeah.
Brad and I
Name me another Manhattan transfer song,
You
though.
can't
Go.
do it, Brad Ryder. No one can do it. Me and Brad, the only ones who were dialed into Manhattan transfer.
I know that one.
The boy from New York City, they used to sing to us back in the day. That's outstanding. Speaking of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he had one of his all-time records broken last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo picked up 17 rebounds in a game last night. The Bucks played the Houston Rockets. And the Greek Freak passed Kareem to become the Bucks' career rebounding leader. He already moved past Kareem's record for the most points scored as a Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah. How many years did Kareem play for Milwaukee?
More than people think.
I don't know if that was...
I'm going to say 6 or 7, but that's just my guess. Anybody want to look that up?
I'm looking.
I'm going to say 8.
He doesn't feel like he played there that long, but...
We'll get an answer here for you. So,
I think his teammate was also Oscar Robertson.
Oh,
absolutely. I think they played together.
Absolutely they did.
Played there from 1969 nice to 1975.
Oh,
okay. There you go. 7,
6 or 7 seasons.
There you go. So, now the Greek Freak is the all-time leader in Milwaukee's Bucks history in scoring, rebounding, and assists. But
the game has changed quite a bit.
Oh, of course it has.
You're going to get there faster if you're, able to shoot threes and all that. The pace of play has changed immensely. The whole game's different.
And Kareem shouldn't even feel bad about having his records broken because that's not really Kareem Abdul-Jabbar anyway. His name is Roger Murdoch. He's a co-pilot.
Forgot he did that.
Yeah, what does he care about basketball?
Well, keep in mind, he was the career all-time leading scorer until LeBron passed him. So,
right. Now, here's a little trivia question for you effing guys. So, there are 3 other players in NBA history now who are the career leaders in assists, points, and rebounds for the club that they played for. So, the Greek Freak, he has all those records for the Bucks. Who are the other 3 NBA players who have all those same records for their franchise?
I would say
points,
Karl
rebounds,
Malone.
and assists.
Points, rebounds, and assists. Karl Malone is incorrect.
No, because John Stockton would have assists.
Yeah.
Boy. Dwayne Wade? No, that's not right either.
2 of the answers are very obvious.
Well, LeBron, maybe.
All right, LeBron James leads the Cleveland Cavaliers in points, rebounds, and assists. You are correct. You've got
How about Dirk Nowitzki?
No!
Oh.
I'm sorry about that, Josh.
It's okay.
Oh, I'll give you a hint. He's a total and complete prick.
Oh, yeah, MJ.
Jordan.
And the last guy who leads his franchise in points, rebounds, and assists?
I don't know. KG, is it? Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Garnett.
Is it really?
Yes. That's right. Turkey Burger Jesus guessed before you guys did. You're right, Turkey Burger Jesus, Kevin Garnett. Did the Detroit Pistons win a game yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope. They've lost like 23 in a row or something.
All right. I just wanted to check. So they're still on pace to lose more consecutive games than any other club in NBA history. By the way, there's a wing stop in Detroit that's been offering customers 5 free boneless wings whenever the Pistons win a ball game.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think they'll have to worry about paying on that for a while.
The last time the Pistons won a ball game was October 28th.
That's crazy.
They got wings. They got wings backed up at this friggin' joint as far as the eye can see.
Please just come take some wings.
God, it's just amazing, man.
2-24.
2-24.
Well, San Antonio isn't much better, but the outlook of both franchises are so totally different, it's not even funny, right? I mean, if you're a Spurs fan, you understand the losing, but you also see a light at the end of the tunnel that if they can build around Wembanyama, they're going to be fine. Detroit doesn't have anything like that right now. I mean, it's just a mess.
They got a lot of losses.
Yeah.
They got a lot of losses. All right, before we get going, I absolutely fell in love with this kid watching his video online last night. Some college-age kid, speaking of LeBron James, some college-age kid in a full LeBron James Miami Heat uniform. I mean, he had the arm bands and like the elbow braces that they wear. He had the jersey, he had the shorts, he had tennis shoes. He had like those elbow sleeves that they wear. Okay, full on, all out LeBron James Miami Heat uniform. Tried to check in at the scorer's table and enter a college basketball game over the weekend.
This video is up on 93x.com.
It didn't work, but the two schools playing, one of them just came to the barn here a few days ago, the IUPUI setup, right? It was IUPUI against Lindenwood, a couple of Indiana small colleges in Indianapolis, Indiana. They're playing this game. There's nobody there. No one cares. With just a little over a minute left in the game, and the players at the free throw line, this kid somehow walks his way onto the sideline and attempts to check in at the scorer's table. Security escorted him away. He didn't make a stink at all. He just walked off with security. But that's how you get attention on the internet, while also being clever, hilarious, and respectful of the rules of basketball. He's tying up his shorts. Getting ready to come into the game. I'm going to check in here. Letting the refs know.
That's great.
That was a good bit.
He's dressed up as LeBron James.
I can see where he might have gotten on the court, maybe not in the game, because the coaches probably looked at each other like, is he yours? Is he yours?
Yeah.
You know, like, they each know it's not theirs, but maybe they thought it was the other one.
The players were so confused. Like, what is this? Why is he dressed like LeBron James? It was so well done. He did not fight. He did not just, I'm not allowed to, and he walked away. God, that would have been great to see him just let him take one shot. He made
a free throw at least.
A free throw. Oh, check that video out on our website. All right, you guys are off the hook for day one of Ultimate Eff-Off Week.
I got to go get rid of Jalen Hurts.
You'll be fine,
yeah,
Brad.
Man.
Go to Marcus Mariota.
I don't even know how you can make any moves at this point in your season.
I have to.
Yeah.
It's a couple of guillotine leagues that I'm in, Randy. I got to, and I'm down toward the end of it.
All right, boys, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast. Title Crisis aired March 3rd, 2004. Director Kenneth Biller. He was a weird guy. He was talented and I liked him, but he was a weird fella.
The production loved him. The cast, Ken, if you're out there, I'm sure we'd get along.
A lot of these people, I don't want to call them pawns, but in a TV production, even directors are a lot of times pawns.
Jump in now or catch up on any of the past seasons of Talkville on YouTube or wherever you listen.
They want to glorify the fact that they're criminals. It's dumb. These guys are dumb. They deserve to be tossed under the jail just for being dumb.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I'm hearing you Monday morning. It's 8:32 now. Thanks for listening to this here radio show, the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. The holiday season, huh? You digging it?
Here we are. So far, so good.
It's happening.
Just coming uncorked?
Yeah, I listened to my share and all of your shares of Christmas music over the weekend.
Oh, nice. Good for
Thank you
man.
for that.
Was it on purpose? You kind of dedicated this weekend because you're getting closer to Christmas to really dialing into the Christmas music?
Yeah, well, driving around or at home, any place I was around a radio, I was tuned in.
Yeah, you love it.
I sure do.
I did some Christmas things this past weekend. I did some cookie baking with my boyfriend's family. That was fun. And then I went to the European Christmas market. They had it going on at the Union Depot in St. Paul, and it was just like a bunch of little stores and food and stuff. It was really cool, but it put me in the Christmas mood.
I haven't heard of that.
It was really awesome. Sadly, yesterday was the last day.
Oh my God!
Wait, got us all excited.
Wait, Christmas has not even happened yet.
Yeah,
they already wrapped her up.
They got to get back to Europe.
Wondering that too.
Oh, it's a long trip, isn't it?
Long trip back to Europe. Well, that all sounds wonderful. Yeah, I mean, Josh, I know how much you dig the Christmas music. I'm not a fan. But actually, on the radio this morning, I did hear, well, it's not a Christmas song. Well, it depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask. It's not, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Here Comes Frosty or whatever all those other songs are. It's not meant to be a Christmas song that families sing together and you go caroling, but the song has a Christmas theme, and it's Dan Fogelberg, and the song is called, I believe it's Another Old Lang Syne. Anyone familiar with that?
I'm not sure about that one, no.
Da-da-da-da-da-da, grocery store. I saw a girl I used to fold.
They didn't say that.
We got into her car together and we drank a few beers. That's basically the theme of the song. I mean, he didn't say anything about folding an extra, but he runs into, some of you know it. Wapo, you know what I'm talking about? Dan Fogelberg, Old Lang Syne. I heard that.
Surprised it wasn't like Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
No, I
got a buddy that goes to that every year.
Really?
I would turn that off. If that came on my radio, I would turn it off.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Speaking of all this holiday stuff, I was reading something or another here about, soon enough, who is it? TNT that plays that A Christmas Story movie over and over and over again until you're stabbing each other to death.
I think that's who it was in the past. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
TBS or something.
That'll be starting at one
TBS.
point or another.
There you go.
A Christmas Story. And there's something in here about a couple stories about that movie. One is that an episode of Mythbusters proved that a tongue can instantly get stuck to a freezing pole, like in that scene from A Christmas Story. I don't think they needed to bust out the folks from Mythbusters. But
no, I thought everybody knew that. Yeah, I had it happen to me.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. When you were a kid, you tried that, sticking your tongue to a frozen something or another, and it was a terrible thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't believe it would work as a little kid. And then my mom was waiting at the bus stop with us, and I knew she'd be furious, so I ripped my little tongue off the pole, and it left some of my tongue on that thing. And I was in a lot of pain, but I didn't want my mom to know. And then my mom could see on my face something was up, right? My stupid face. And I went to say, no, I'm fine. And like just a ton of blood came out of my mouth. And so she ended up running me home, and I had to tell her what happened.
Oh, my God.
And she had no sympathy. None. They told me not to do it, but I just didn't believe them.
Your taste buds are still on the pole.
To this day, it's still there.
Yeah, is that pole? Can we go check it out?
I think this was like 1983, maybe 82.
If I remember from the movie, he was dared to do it by his buddies. What was the situation?
I think it was like a triple dog dare.
Triple dog dare.
And was the same situation for you?
It might even have been that movie. That was third grade when it came out. And I'm trying to remember. Maybe I was younger than that.
You were surrounded by buddies.
Yeah, it was everybody at the bus stop. And
dude,
I had heard it. My parents had told me, don't do it. It really works. And I just didn't buy it.
And I'm sorry, did you go through the whole day of school in that condition?
Well, my parents brought me to, my mom, kind of just bandaged me up and then drove me to school. What an idiot I am.
I'm sure we all probably came close to that, to going through with it. You had the balls to try it. Give yourself some credit.
Stupidity.
It's not stupidity. You were what? How old were you? You didn't know any better. It
was 2 years ago.
It was either first or second grade.
There you go.
Didn't that take like years for them to actually make the movie or something?
I don't know the story of
years.
I don't know that.
Seriously?
Yeah, it took them a
Why the hell would that be?
Yeah, it took over 12 years from Vanity Fair reported.
Wait, to make that movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, once they started filming it, the kids stayed the same age.
I don't know that story, Wapple. You have to give us some more details. I'm guessing it's just all kind of boring Hollywood stuff where the script got turned down and then this guy moved on to a new project and financial. Yeah, all that stuff. Probably nothing too dramatic there. Well, that's funny that you almost tore your tongue smooth out of your yap there, Josh.
Yeah. There's a bit of panic there.
I dig that. Oh, I bet that was a panic feeling.
But I was more worried about pissing my parents off than the pain I was in.
Yeah, understandable.
Suppose your diet was limited for a stretch of time.
Yeah. I didn't want anything cold, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I bit a hole through my tongue once, and that was a rough couple days.
Ooh.
Like, actually all the way through?
Yep.
You did what now?
How do you do that?
Do you have fangs?
No, I was playing soccer, and I went up for a header, and I got knocked to the ground, and my knee just hit directly under my chin.
No.
And I went right through it.
Oh, dude,
So you
that's
bit,
awful.
I'm sorry, you bit what?
I bit a hole through my tongue.
Through your tongue?
Yes.
I have done some serious damage to my lower lip. I mean, you guys, you see the chiclets I got hanging up front, right?
Yeah.
I see them.
Evel Knievel wouldn't mess with the gap that I have in my teeth. That's a line a listener dumped on me 25 some years ago, and I still remember it because it was so brilliant. I bit my lip a couple times. So tell me about biting through you all the way through your tongue?
Mm-hmm.
In the somewhere's in the middle or right on the tip ski?
Right in the tip ski. So it almost it was close to splitting. And thankfully, I didn't need to get stitches on it.
F me.
It just kind of ended up healing on its own. I had to kind of like eat down the side of my mouth, not really using my tongue.
You should have put a piercing in there.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
See, and this is kind of Christmas related, I guess, because I remember it was probably 5th grade. We had all this time off for Christmas. School was out. There was a lot of snow on the ground. It looks like we're going to have a greenish-brown Christmas.
I know, it's depressing.
Oh, it doesn't bother me at all. So, but back in my 5th or 6th grade year, we're off for the holidays, and there was a lot of snow. Me and a guy down the street built a big snow fort because we had nothing to do all day long, and it was beautiful. Christ almighty, it was 2-3 stories high. It was just massive. And my buddy was inside the snow fort. I was standing up on the top of it. At the time, and I guess you could say I still idolized David Lee Roth from Van Halen. But since this is like 1983, 84 when this happened, I mean, I wanted to emulate everything that David Lee Roth did, including his acrobatic splits that he used to do off the top of the drum riser. Right, Josh?
That'd be tough to do. Those were sweet.
But I was a pretty flexible and athletic kid as a 5th or 6th.
Could you get like his legs just flat like that?
Probably not that far. So that's what I was doing up on top of the snow fort. I was jumping off the top of the snow fort. I think I was playing the song Unchained in my brain, right? And doing the David Lee Roth splits. And I did it off. I went off the top of the snow fort right as my buddy walked out of it. And when I landed on him, my chin hit him on the top of the head, and I bit into my lower lip.
Ouch.
And I mean, I took a bite of that sumbitch. Blood everywheres. The end of the story is kind of fun, too, where I go running home. I'm just pouring blood. My lower lip is completely destroyed. My old man's sitting there watching television. Now, he had time off, too. So what do you suppose he was doing all day? Drinking beer.
Yep.
But he's got to take me to the hospital. He takes me to the hospital, breathing Budweiser all over everyone. The doctors thought that he beat me up.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Didn't even think of that.
Doctors thought that he had tuned me up. My dad was completely, he's playing David Lee Roth out there in the snow. I didn't beat up my own. It was like a tense situation there. I didn't read it immediately, but after a while, I kept asking my dad, why do they keep taking you into another room? Doctors kept taking him into another room to see if he'd F up his story. So what happened? He had to keep repeating the story. Then there was another time I bit into my lower lip. It's rock related. New Year's Eve, 1987. I was playing air guitar to Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, and I jumped down in a complete flight of stairs. I wanted to show everyone that I could jump from the very top all the way down to the next floor, touching note while playing air. And I landed, and I, just like Dana with what did you say, a knee hit you in the face?
Yeah, my knee right at the bottom of my chin.
I did the same thing. I kneed myself in the mouth, and again, had my lower lip for dinner.
Oh, that sounds so painful.
Guitar Tech Jesus also did the pole thing. He was 7. It was a bet with a bunch of buddies, and he was lucky. He had a thermos of hot chocolate in his book bag, so you could just pour it right on there and have your tongue come off pretty easy.
Oh, there God, and I bet
by
that
not
hurt,
come
too.
off, I mean remove it from the pole.
Right, but still, I bet that was kind of a
strange feeling.
Odd feeling. All right, and speaking of lips, one other story I heard about that movie, A Christmas Story. Oh, wasn't there a scene in there somewheres where the little boy, what's his name, Petey? Ralphie. Where Ralphie is pretending he's a gunfighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretending he has a wad of chew in his front lip, right?
That's right.
It says here, while they were practicing this scene, someone from the props department, so this actor, Peter Billingsley, he was 12 years old at the time, one of the prop dudes put a real chew in his lip, and he was sick as a dog. Made him sick. Giving chew to a 12-year-old kid there. I don't know, I guess they wanted it to be as real as possible, but they put a real chew in his yap, and he was sick as a sumbitch.
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
He looked kind of cool
I
when
wish
he
it
was
would have
doing
happened
it.
to me. Did he look cool in that scene?
I thought so, yeah.
Ashley, putting a chew in your lip for the first time doesn't make everybody sick the first time. I wish it would have. I wish it would have, but I loved it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
That's so funny because I've heard, like, the other person that in my life that's really big on chewing said, like, nope, I never got dizzy, never got the spins, just instantly hooked.
I fell in love, and I said to the guy sitting next to me that passed me that can of snuff, I said, where have you been my entire life? This is magical. How did I not know about this?
Yeah, it messed up my tummy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But I was gutting it. Maybe I should have spit. I don't know. I was gutting it. Maybe
definitely should have spit.
Roastmaster Jesus said if you get your tongue stuck to a pole, you're actually supposed to use the same technique as if you're stung by a jellyfish. You got to have your buddy pee on it.
I bet it would work. It's warm.
God, good thing you didn't hear that rumor when you were a little kid, Josh.
I probably would have bought it.
I would have bought it, too. I was a gullible kid. I'm still gullible. That's terrible.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Absolutely wonderful. We're getting there now, everybody. Met my old lover in the grocery store. The snow was falling Christmas Eve. I was just talking about the old Dan Fogelberg song, Another Old Lang Syne, a few minutes ago. We were talking Christmas songs.
I think I have heard that one now that you sing it so perfect.
We drank a toast to innocence. We drank it. A listener texted in and said, I'm not ashamed to admit I tear up every time I hear that song. Talked a little bit about Christmas music here a minute ago. Here's a listener. Tell me if you'd get into something like this on the subject of Christmas music. This listener says, I just went to the Minnesota Orchestra on Saturday and saw the movie Frozen with the whole soundtrack being played by the Minnesota Orchestra. It was amazing. If you have a chance, check it out, says a listener.
Yeah, my in-laws went to that.
Oh, yeah?
Said it was great.
I had some friends that did it, except it was Home Alone a couple weeks back.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Dang, that would have been sweet.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? They
just played the film score on the orchestra while you watched the movie.
That's effed up. Mm-hmm. Now, Frozen, just for the record, never saw it.
It's a cute movie.
I can't imagine why you would have seen it.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
But there was a time when that sumbitch was everywheres.
Drove parents insane.
Oh, really? I thought it was great.
Oh, I had a lot of friends who just said the repeating of the soundtrack over and over and over. They had their fill.
Well, that's everything when a little kid, right?
I guess
they want to watch the same movie over and over and over. There's much worse. Have you heard of Caillou?
Oh, gosh.
Boy.
Much, much worse.
God, I hate that kid.
Sounds like Waffle.
Yeah, Waffle really does not like that guy.
God, he's so whiny. Shut up.
He really is. His parents need to put their foot down.
Yeah.
Another route we took a few minutes ago, we talked about poor Cubby when he was a kid. Just like the little character in A Christmas Story, Josh put his tongue on a frozen pole, tore all the taste buds off the top of his tongue, didn't you, back when you were a third grader, second grader?
Oh, I sure did.
Dana and I shared some stories then of mangling ourselves. Dana bit a hole in his tongue. Serves you right, you were playing soccer.
Yeah, I deserved it.
I bit the living hell out of my lower lip a couple times as a kid horsing around. We got some flexible listeners. This is crazy. Here's a listener who says, I once punted a football and kneed myself in the chin.
Wow, that's impressive.
Man. He bit his tongue and there was blood everywhere, as he says. Taxidermy Jesus bit a hole through his top lip, jumping out of a tree to cross a creek. Bit a hole in his top lip. He still remembers the nurse putting a Q-tip through the hole to clean it.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh.
And then, once we got on these subjects, I knew it was coming. Got a text from a listener that says, when are you going to tell the story? Because it's a holiday tradition. When am I going to tell the story of my grandmother's delicious clam chowder? I will be dumping it on you before the end of this week. It's Ultimate Eff-Off week. It's our last week of work before we take some time to ourselves for the holidays. I will be dumping Grandma's delicious clam chowder story on you before the week is out. I mean, maybe I don't know if I should designate a day and, give you some time. Like I said earlier, Josh, to gather the kids around the radio.
Yeah, it's a good family story.
Children love to hear Christmas stories, but it'll happen. It'll happen. I promise you that.
Of all the stories, that's the one people want to hear. That is so gross.
I can't wait. I love it.
Yeah, man. I wish all of you would have been there.
I do too. I wish I was there.
Huh. Does anyone else get queasy when they see blood?
Kinda.
No, but the description you give for that specific story and picturing the mixture, and you've gone into a great detail on the color and all that stuff.
Sure.
That's kind of sick.
If you haven't heard it before, I'll be launching it your way before too long. Before we go, did we ever take a minute here, Cubby, to congratulate these big winners from last week?
No, not yet. Yeah, we got to do that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a couple of them.
Couple of them. E-Rock Jesus is the winner of our hairiest human contest that we had going on the website for a while there.
Did you guys see this guy?
Boy, is he hairy.
This guy's awesome.
He looks like Jason Momoa, lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I thought, holy cow, that's Aquaman right there.
Would anyone feel like, Cubby, would you do me the favor of looking up E-Rock Jesus so I can see?
I had it up earlier. What am I forgot to.
We had a contest looking for the hairiest human in town, and the winner was old E-Rock. He has won a year's worth of laser hair removal from Uplift Aesthetics, and I wonder what spot he's going to pick first. And then individual by the name of Jeremiah. Wow, what a prize. He won a 1.5 carat lab-grown, round, brilliant cut to Corey diamond from our friends by Dam over there at Arthur's Jewelers. I remember we had something going last week where you win a prize, you get your name tossed into a hat, you draw out the name, and we got one winner, and it was Jeremiah. That sounds Terrific.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks to Uplift Aesthetics and Arthur's Jewelers. Thanks to everyone who gave it a shot. So Josh has swung his computer my way so we can get a look at E-Rock Jesus and his hairy body. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the guy can grow some friggin' facial hair.
He can.
Impressive.
That is something. He's even got the twisties at the end of the mustache. He's got the big beard. Holy balls, your name over there who looks like a Muppet again is...
Wapple.
Holy balls, does this guy look like Bray Wyatt?
Yes, he does.
The late Bray Wyatt. I personally don't think that E-Rock Jesus should change a damn thing.
I agree with you. I think it'll be a shame if he gets rid of some of that.
But if he's got a year's worth of laser hair removal, who knows what he'll come up with. I wish I could grow hair like that. I wish I could still grow hair like that. That's impressive stuff.
It is.
I bet he gets a lot of chicks on Tinder and things like that.
Well, yeah, he's cool looking.
Yeah,
dude.
I want to braid his hair.
Where?
Everywhere.
Pick a spot.
You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Braiding, yeah.
Impressive.
Like the really tight ones?
No. Well, maybe if I tried really hard, but I can never quite get it as tight as it's supposed to be.
In the early 90s, I had a pile of hair. Pile of it. And I'm sitting over at... there was a big party that night at St. Cloud State. Early 90s. I'm 21, 22 years old. At a big party that night, I went over to see these gal friends of mine. Oh, for Christ's sake, one of them ended up being my wife.
The one you're married to now?
My current wife.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'm hanging out with these two chicks. One of them would eventually become my friggin' wife.
Luckiest woman in the world.
Oh, there's no question about that. I settled. Right?
Yeah.
I settled.
Oh, wait. I just realized. No, you didn't settle.
What are you talking about?
I just realized what you said.
So I'm hanging out with these two gals, and just out of boredom, they started to tightly braid my hair. And in the end, it kind of looked like dreadlocks. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. How long did you keep it in for?
I don't know, a couple weeks.
I had dreadlocks.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No way.
I sure did. I told you before, that's when I was a male model.
Oh, yep.
So you just went without washing your hair? Did it naturally happen like that?
No, it was a place did it. Like a salon or whatever. That's why I did it. They're like, hey, how would you like to do this? We'll take some pictures.
I know you've told this before, and I think that's fascinating. I'm sorry, I forgot how the process went, but so they did it for you professionally. I bet that looked cool. So anyway, again, remember, it's the early 90s. And so after hanging around these two gals, suddenly I had this whole new look, you know, and it was different looking. It was kind of like dreadlocks. They were such tightly tied braids. So anyway, that night I go to this massive party at St. Cloud State University, and right when I walked in the door, maybe you had to be there, but some guy took one look at me and he goes, "Oh, dude, F you, I won't do what you tell me. F you." He thought I looked like Zach De La Roca from, what's that band called again?
Rage Against the
Rage Against the
Machine.
Machine. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I did look quite a bit like that dude. I did.
Hey, thanks to E-Rock Jesus, who won the laser hair removal. He was listening, or he's listening now. We appreciate you listening.
Nice.
Just text in and... Yeah, man, you got a cool look.
Yeah, keep it going.
Ashley, he said you're welcome to braid his hair anytime you want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anytime you want.
Merry Christmas to me.
Does that go for the entire show or just Ashley?
I'm going to guess just Ashley.
Yeah, I had a
He
feeling
looks
that was
like
the
the
case.
type that would just punch you right in the mouth if you came at him. Looking to, if Ashley would be welcome, but the rest of us would get a punch in him right in the yapper.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We want to send a get well to Casey, rug slinging Jesus' daughter. She's having some health issues right now, so sending you guys our thoughts. Happy birthday, shout out to Tam Tam from Curtis, and happy 25th to my adopted son, Cole.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.